Hello.
Can't we just play William Cooper again?
Well, we don't have to do a show.
Yeah, no, let's do it.
But I can't put news or anything though.
I don't have any
There
news.
was death of D hardly rated anything.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know that they call him God as well, so it's death of God, but they called him a lot of stupid names and he doesn't really deserve those titles.
Who?
Because I was thinking today about his lyrics and how much they sucked.
Wait, you're thinking about who?
James Dio.
Oh, I hate him, yeah. You ready?
You know, he got about like 10 minutes mentioned in MySpace, and it's not. You know, Dio dying this.
Yeah.
When you hear that music, and his music. But yeah, it's just like I was thinking, remembering back his lyrics and stuff, and they're awful.
Mm-hmm.
Can't remember what he's talking about. It's just very.
I always hated him. I never thought he was talented.
Language too much.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, way with the berries sort of thing.
I always thought he was just incredibly lame. And then like to put him in opposite Ozzy, I thought was really offensive. Kind of like Phil Collins, you know what I mean? They try to push him. Yeah, kind of like Phil Collins being pushed in as a replacement for Peter Gabriel.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just so fucking lame.
Yeah, overrated. Yeah. I suppose we had to put up with him more because he's English, Ronnie James Dio, but he was a bit strange. More than a bit, sort of like the Cliff Richard of metal.
Well, Phil Collins is English too.
Yeah.
you don't want to count him anymore.
Overexposed as well.
Yeah.
Massively overexposed.
He lives in Switzerland.
Phil Collins does now. Oh, because he's like a queen loads of times, didn't he? And he ran off.
Yeah. But once you've heard Peter Gabriel, there's no Phil that you can even deal with.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you talking about? I mean, so like Ronnie James Dio, I mean, he really sucked, and he's like the replacement for Ozzy. No.
No, he never was.
No way.
He was just drafted in because they couldn't find anybody else. For some reason, they decided that he must be good. He had this weird religion as well. Are we on the show now or what?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello.
Yeah, he had this weird religion as well. It kind of comes through, right? Comes through in the albums. You know, like Heaven and Hell.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he thought that like metal came from heaven and all this sort of stuff, and God plays metal in heaven. It's like, you know, where are you coming from, really? Weird little man. Yeah, because like Hell, I suppose the name that album might have been like Dio belongs in heaven, and he's playing Black Sabbath or Hell. Because you know, heaven is like the heavens, like the sky, and like you know, of course, like outer space and all that. And hell is, of course, at the earth, because you got hell with one L as well.
Well,
so yeah, they were like saying like go away. Do these sort of like geeky freaky videos as well.
Right. I don't know. I don't like replacements.
Yeah, it was a total setup though. He was like the only person with a theatrical voice. You know, like you've got Meatloaf in America.
Ooh. We don't count him. We don't count him for anything.
Yeah.
We're hoping he's English.
Because I never related to him either.
Ugh.
Meatloaf, I thought he was Canadian. I don't know.
He's not from here.
No.
But no, he never wrote his own material.
Oh, I know that Wagner did. Some guy called John Wagner.
No, some guy named Steinman or something.
Was
Wrote,
it?
yeah, that he milked that guy's career for a long time.
He might have,
Jim Steinman or something.
yeah.
And then Todd Rundgren produced that record. It's Todd's band. What's that? Bat Out of Hell or whatever. And so the only guys that ever made money were Steinman and Todd, and Meatloaf never made any money off that. It was awful material too.
Yeah.
They brought the baseball guy on there. It was just everything that I ever hated, you know. Ugh. It's like Sammy Hagar, you know. We're always left with the leftovers, you know. Like every band I ever wanted to see, they were always dead. You know. I mean, where is Yes? I mean, I remember sitting there being just so disappointed at Riverfront Stadium watching 90125 or whatever, Yes?
Yeah.
I just desperately wanted to see the Close to the Edge tour, you know? I mean, Owner of a Lonely Heart, I just wanted to jump off the edge of the thing. It's just terrible.
A lot of shitty metal bands came out of England though. There's Rob Halford, his band, Judas Priest.
Yeah, I was never into them either.
No. Stupid squealing singing.
Mm-hmm.
And like, you know, he's like really famously gay as well. And even like he writes songs about being gay. Like
He's famously gay?
Rob Halford, yeah.
I didn't know
He
that.
took about 20 years coming out. But you know, breaking the law, ding 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 ding, you know, all that rubbish. Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah.
Breaking the law, breaking the law.
That would really make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
It's all coming into focus now with them.
Well, that was it. That was about in England, where where it was obviously illegal to be gay or to be caught in this gay sex act. So what they did is they'd like lurk around in pub toilets, whatever, public toilets, as well as like, you know, your public restaurant toilets. Have sex with this like gay guy or whatever, or guys, and then like quickly get in the car and zoom off to another town before the police come. And that's where it was. Yeah, that was breaking the law. That's why the video shows them in casts.
Ooh.
Yeah. I don't think
Brian Epstein. Brian Epstein, his whole life, he couldn't have sex unless he was beaten up in a bathroom. That's what he enjoyed doing. I mean, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, that's strange.
Never figured that out. I read that Peter Brown book, and he was that was another guy who was just really disappointed with Brian Epstein.
Mm.
He always had to rescue him. You know, Peter Brown called to say you can make it okay. That guy wrote a great book.
Mm.
Yeah. I don't know. So Ronnie James Dio is dead, and I couldn't care less. Yeah.
No, I don't care.
No, you know, I mean, he's really important. I agree. But not important to me, but...
No,
you know,
no,
Tenacious D, they love him.
Yeah. Yes, they do, don't they? Yeah. Well, they say they do. I don't know. I think they're a bit dodgy, Tenacious D.
They sang about him a lot.
Yeah. And they might have been taking the piss.
Yeah, I think they are.
It's difficult, yeah, because like I was saying, he was like introduced to the public over here in England anyway. It's like you're sort of like theatrical singer. But the thing, wasn't really that good, and he was rubbish at writing lyrics. Couldn't write decent lyrics. He wrote one. He did the guest vocals, or whatever, for one decent album, Holy Diver. That was only like because the backing music was good, and even then, it's like a bit of a hit and miss album. So it's really difficult to get excited about him at all. And then the previous band he was in, Elf, was even more shitty. It was just like embarrassing. Hide it away somewhere. Because Lars Ulrich from Metallica wrote him an obituary, you know, like, really gonna miss you, man, sort of thing. Posted within hours of his death. But, you know, that obituary's been waiting in the wings for like 15 years. He's been waiting for him to die. You know, he died at 68.
Well, see, Sabbath is such a religious thing for people. Black Sabbath. And so, you know, he got away with a lot just because people would see Sabbath no matter what was going on.
Yeah, that's it, yeah. Yeah, Crazy Grey Dwarf or something. I'd still go and watch it. Yeah.
Here's Tenacious D's Dio lyrics. Yeah. It's like, it's for me, it's kind of like the guy from King Diamond died.
Yeah.
I mean, I like to have a party.
Yeah, he was a footballer as well.
Soccer player?
Yeah. I think Denmark or something. Played for, like, national level, yeah. And then they became like this out and out really gay Satanist. It's weird, they keep presenting like weird icons like for anybody in metal to actually like appreciate, and they're just like total freakheads or whatever. Just difficult to see how they can actually survive when they're not on camera or on stage.
Here's the lighter side of Ronnie James Dio.
Somebody sets his hair on fire with a lighter.
Yeah.
For a guy who sang about tigers, demons, wizards, evil and hell, Ronnie James Dio had a pretty good sense of humour about himself. Mr. Dio, the one-time lead singer of Black Sabbath. Well, yeah, since when has Black Sabbath used more than one singer? And frontman of his eponymous heavy metal band died on Sunday at 67. No, I guess his age. But over the years, he threw his devil's horns in approval of a few satirical tributes in his honour. He's actually credited as inventing the devil's horns. That's how stupid people are.
Yeah.
They actually believe he invented them. Like people weren't physically able to do it before. Sort of invented the little finger. Perhaps known as...
I thought it was Helen Keller.
Yeah.
Helen Keller, the Lucifer worshipper.
It goes back donkey's years. The hand signals, I mean, you can never really put an original date on them. I mean, if the first caveman might have used hand signals, he probably did as well. Like when he saw some prey or whatever, he'd like sweep back with his hand and then that send the other. If he was a scout or whatever, that would call the others over.
During the Bush administration, the second Bush, Bush Jr., they kept insisting that people doing that were just fans of the University of Texas. I mean, it's ludicrous. Yeah. Yeah, they're all Texas Longhorns fans.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I don't know. Can't get anything from the New York Times. I don't know. He's also creepy looking, that Dio.
Dio does look freaky, yeah. He is sort of like the Cliff Richard of metal. It's badass.
Right. Yeah, I was kind of burned out. You said you had a heavy weekend. This is, it's very heavy.
Who? Me? Oh, no, I'm just trying to find some decent news articles to read out.
You see, the best part is we have really great music behind us that we can't hear right now.
Well, that's right, yeah. I mean, I've got Tokyo couple married by robot on rooftop wedding. Who cares? Boring. Robot arm controlled by the mind. Great. It's ages old. The brain, why athletes are geniuses. I'll cut on any excuse, you thick. Even silent videos excite the listening brain. Okay.
They had that guy in England from he's from the Venus Project or whatever.
Yeah.
For Zeitgeist, which I really hate. Yeah. And he's there plugging electrodes into his body and all this stuff because they're transhumanists. And then he plugs his wife in, but nothing will fix his teeth. You know what I mean? I mean, he's so advanced. Look at his teeth. What's the whole time you're watching him talk about how he wants to plug himself into the wall, his teeth are so bad.
So do you have like a link to that? It'd be funny.
No, I don't know who that guy is.
He's not another English guy with bad teeth, is he?
Yeah, well, it's more than the cliche. It's him and his wife plugged into electrodes. I don't know.
Oh dear. Sort of like Metropolis or something.
You know where I really saw it was in the Lennon Honor movie. Lennon Honor reused it to show how stupid it was. Oh look, they're having Miss USA 2010. So the dumbest girl in America will stand up and scream how much she loves the United Nations again.
Yeah.
It's really great. Yeah. She wants world peace. I just want world peace and a united world. Whatever the globalists have, there's a banker with a gun to my head. Yeah, it's great. Miss Nebraska. Looks like she's from Venezuela. It's great. Yeah, that's really attractive. Look. And Miss Michigan looks identical to her. So apparently there's a look the Illuminati want this year.
Who's the really huge one?
What? Is there a fat one?
There's really second one from the left. First one from the left, rather. So, like, she's like really huge.
Oh, she's gigantic, like Amazonian.
Yeah, Tucker Perry, Miss Tennessee USA 2010. That's her. I think. Or is that?
That's Miss.
Katie
That's Miss Maine.
Yeah.
Miss Maine.
Miss Maine.
Oh my God! I mean, she's like 7 feet tall. And the other ones are, and look at the other end; they're like 4 feet tall.
I know.
They're dwarfs.
There's some tiny ones. So, was there any amazing news today? I've been browsing. I still can't find anything much.
Well, news is kind of bogus anyway, especially American news.
I know. Certainly.
Yeah, it is Miss Maine. She's Amazonian. 6'2".
Yeah.
Yeah. That's creepy. Look at the picture though. It's just an offensive competition.
No, it's just like this news generated for today. You haven't bothered. But asleep or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, strange. Happens sometimes. I just find nothing.
We could psychoanalyze David Harriet.
Oh yeah, that would be funny.
Yeah.
You can play that sample. Yeah.
All Dead, All Dead.
What was it? This sound. No, that private property one that they put up earlier. I don't know what's that.
What was it? The knife? That was Genesis.
It's something somebody else wrote, but I read it. It needs better voice.
Oh, you posted something, yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody else wrote it. I thought it was pretty neat.
So you've always wanted to be a cross-dresser?
Say what?
And that you feel really bad in Missouri, wanting to do that?
Australius, you're going off the deep end again.
This, she's like 800 feet tall. Have you seen this? Wow. They try not to emphasize how tall she is. Here's a good one. Yeah, there you go.
I've seen a few girls about my height, 6'4", like in town. on occasion. Huh. I'm actually looking at Benjamin Fulford, weekly geopolitical news and analysis. Oh, some stupid code number 100517. There you go. Oh, 17th of May 2010.
His
The
page is in Japanese.
by time, but not much. Yeah, I'm translating it from Japanese, not by calling in last reserves. The Federal Reserve Board crime syndicate called in their last reserves last week in a desperate battle of the bulge manoeuvre to stave off their inevitable collapse. Their servants in the Bank of Japan and their partners in the European Central Bank and the BIS. Yeah, just taking out the I and you get what this article is. All promised to squeeze another $1 trillion out of their slave peoples in order to preserve and expand their empire. However, the effort is doomed for the reason the Battle of the Bulge failed. They do not have the fuel they need. He just goes around in circles.
Well, he's the financial guy from Japan for Forbes magazine. I mean, they talk about it being way out there, but that's a very conservative magazine, and for him to have been the East Asia representative,
yeah.
I mean, he must, he's not that far out there.
Benjamin Fulford, I just think he's a bit of a joke.
Well, lately, but I mean, I'm saying he had a very responsible position at one time.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. I think he's just an example of someone's gone off the deep end.
Yeah.
Okay, I got one article. DNA could be backbone of next generation logic chips.
Great.
Science Daily, May the 12th, 2010. Yeah, DNA.
That's what I'm looking for, is a chip to put in my body.
Yeah.
So I could be transhuman.
That's what it's all about, transhumanism, when it comes down to it. In a single day, a solitary grad student at a lab bench can produce more simple logic circuits than the world's entire output of silicon chips in a month. So says a Duke University engineer who believes that the next generation of these logic circuits at the heart of computers will be produced inexpensively in almost limitless quantities. The secret is that instead of silicon chips serving as a platform for electric circuits, computers engineers will take advantage of the unique properties of DNA. That double helix carrier of all life's information. Yeah.
You see the picture? It says this is a close-up of a waffle.
Is it? Does it say that?
That's what it says. This is a close-up of a waffle.
I haven't actually. I'm copying from an email.
Oh.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's going to be some obscure thing. It's going to mean something when you read the whole article.
It says the waffles exhibit unique and programmable properties that can be readily tapped.
Yeah.
And then you put maple syrup on them.
Yeah, obviously. You can also draw a swastika on that.
Yeah.
In his latest set of experiments, Chris Dwyer, the assistant professor of electrical and computer engineering at Duke's Pratt School of Engineering, demonstrated that by simply mixing customized snippets of DNA and other molecules, he could create literally billions of identical tiny waffle-looking structures. Wow. Dwyer has shown that these nanostructures will efficiently self-assemble, and when different light-sensitive molecules are applied to the mixture, the waffles exhibit unique programmable properties that can be readily tapped. Using light to excite these molecules, known as chromophores, he creates simple logic gates or switches. Yeah, chromophore. What that means.
Great.
And
why do we want this? They don't explain that.
I think you've got to... Yeah.
Dwyer used a jigsaw puzzle analogy to describe the process of what happens when all the waffle ingredients are mixed together in a container.
Yeah, strange, isn't it? Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, it's like more boring scientific waffle. That's what it is. That might be the idea of the joke. That might be the joke, because it's all waffle.
Yeah. To chicken and waffles. Very popular in America.
Yeah, waffle is just talk, like babbling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he took just loads of waffle and that sort of
Human visual system could make very powerful computer. This is like all transhumanism news. Science Daily. Because they've corrupted science, through financing.
Oh yeah, so the essence is that they use your actual body as a computer instead of building.
Another bad idea.
Yeah. Well, of course.
This is all bad.
If we lived in spaceships in perfect controlled environments, it wouldn't be such a bad idea. But on Earth, where everything's changing all the time,
or if we all lived in prisons,
I don't know.
Like in prisons,
Yeah, it's a sort of vacuum-packed prison. Because there's so many random unknowns in our environment. I don't think we can really cope with that. It'll just override it.
Ultra-Orthodox Jews lose grave battle in Israel.
Oh yeah.
More transhumanism news. An ultra-Orthodox Jew walks past burning garbage during a protest against the digging of ancient graves in Jerusalem's Mia Shrem neighborhood. Where's Haaretz, my favorite newspaper? It really is. I mean, they're going to have to shut that one down if they're ever going to win. Because this one tells the truth. I've never seen a newspaper more on our side than Haaretz. I learned to pronounce it correctly because of that.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, it's just nothing, just totally like, still with the train, I think, at the moment. I'm more interested in having a cigarette. I gotta keep on talking, because, too much radio silence. I'm just, I'm rummaging around, but it's, really no news jumping up at me.
No.
Transhumanism sort of nonsense that, they talk a lot, the transhumanists, but you never actually see any evidence, not for yourself. I mean, I've just seen at least one robot by now. One robot person do something amazing at me.
Right. All they've got is that guy from Star Trek, and he's old news.
Yeah.
That's the only example.
I saw a woman pull her arm off, but I know you can do that. Have your whole arm removed and how it reads connected as long as the nerve endings are safe, and you do it doing 30 seconds or whatever. I was really drunk anyway, so I wouldn't believe it.
Well, it just ruins it for them that the only thing that ever works is human beings that were made by God. It just ruins it for all their bullshit that they want.
Yeah, I know. It's like, why don't you just work on self-improvement? Why do you have to use a bloody robot thing?
Right.
Spend all your time Well,
all they're really interested in is inventing stuff to validate themselves.
Mm-hmm.
That's all they care about.
Yeah.
How can we spend more money and prove that we're necessary? I mean, we're the science people.
Yeah. I suppose it's a branch of Satanism, but it's just.
That's why there's no news.
Yeah.
It's because it all leads to this.
Well, that's it. So once you start putting in little crappy circuitry in you, then you're already saying that you know the human body better than it knows itself, and there's nothing to stop anybody's Borg just being switched off by a remote.
Right.
I don't know if Borgs actually realised this, but you could just EMP them or something. Electromagnetic pulse, whatever it is. Or just some sort of signal that cuts out electricity. Various things in nature do that. They'll just cut out electricity. And it only needs to be for a few minutes, just as long as it's long enough to stop your pacemaker. Give you a heart attack and die, sort of thing.
They're just so desperate to get you dependent on them.
Yeah, I don't even believe it though, to be honest. I don't even think it actually happens. I think it's more of a spiritual thing to do with possession and stuff.
Yeah, it's in your mind.
People, yeah, just macros or genies or jinns or whatever. I think they're more real. Certainly more historical reference to them. Rather than these people look like 60% silicon or whatever. It's rubbish. Superman 3, they sort of took it a bit too literally. The machine usually represents a system, like a supercomputer and stuff like that, because it's it doesn't explain itself, it just gives you commands, and you obey them, if you want to survive, sort of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, the reduction of people into cogs in a machine, sort of thing. But I believe, if that was real, then you get people on stage, I don't know, pulling off their heads or something, or having 18 eyes in their skull. All sorts of weird, freaky things you'd expect Hollywood C-list celebs to do.
Yeah, like Lady Gaga.
Exactly, but it's all imitation. It's all I could be a robot. I think it was Kylie Minogue or something had her she was standing behind this robot version of her, robot replica of her, and it was a bit of a Waldo suit,
In her case, the robot has more personality.
Yeah, it's just awful. It's just really done as bad attention seeking routine. You always seem to get loads of people at their concerts, but they're all gay, so they don't really count. They just do whatever they're told.
Right.
That sucks. I think I saw a Miley Cyrus video yesterday. It was just so bad. She was it was Miley Cyrus. She had black wings, and it was we've caught her, this rarity, and it was set in sort of a masquerade, imitation masquerade, and you had loads of people with stupid things in their heads. It's it's Lady Gaga reference. And then it was sort of zooming on this massive canary cage thing, with the a covering over it, and it's covering razors, and you see inside, and it's her, and she's also so big-headed, and it's she's totally wild. I think it's can't be tamed or something, and it's just shit. It's crap. It's just it wasn't entertaining. It's I want to be Hollywood because I'm gonna have lots of dancers around me and big budget and stuff, but it's just no, it's terrible. Yeah, and you have these huge, stupid black wings, and it's so obviously it's satanic referencing and stuff.
Well, here's your new boyfriend. Yeah, she's sticking with him.
Is that for real?
That's your boyfriend, yeah, that's that guy. Yeah.
Well, he might kill her if he lands on top.
Where do they find people that size? I don't even know where that comes from. Wow.
Yeah.
He's enormous.
So sumo. No.
I think so, but he's a black sumo wrestler. I don't know where that comes from. He is really some kind of big guy.
You can tell by his wearing this.
Yeah, he's got kind of a diaper or something, like they make him wear.
No nipples.
Well, they're hanging down so far.
I think they're just about there.
And then his are bad too.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, exactly. She hasn't got any. She hasn't got any tits. He's got enormous tits and no nipples.
Right.
Yeah, that's the thing. Music just sucks. It's just crap. There was another one. It was just all girl power and stuff, and it was just ridiculous. It was she was sitting on top of a tank or something, driving around wearing these stupid shoulder pads, and it was all trying to be sort of Mad Max style. But it was just, you look ridiculous. She had this stupid girl from Street Fighter hair. and you know, trying to look all tough and dykey and stuff. But they always on the videos they always show like sort of like girls kissing each other in the same sort of pose with this profile, and you never see anything much because you know, lesbians don't actually do that much. It comes down to it, you know, it's just like plastic devices and stuff. It's fairly boring.
I don't know.
Yeah, they're thick, stupid anyway. They can't get the rhythm right either because they're girls and they don't, you know, there's nothing going on really. It's just like a little strap-on device that goes on top of them. They don't actually have anything like, there's no nerve connections or anything. So the rhythm's all messed up, there's no variation in it, so it's like, you might as well just like use a vibrator.
It's England, you know the connection.
Yeah, it's a bad connection now.
Yeah. But, no, I actually watched this Miley Cyrus TV show.
Okay.
It's been a long time since I've gotten new episodes, but
I
download them every once in a while. The show's watchable.
Is it?
Yeah. It's not as bad as it sounds.
Have you seen Hannah Montana?
Mm-hmm.
Her series.
I've actually watched, yeah, that's what I mean. I've downloaded them. And so, what's really strange is it's actually something you can watch.
I saw about 5 minutes actually.
And it's loaded with Britishisms that Americans don't get.
Yeah.
But then I downloaded this video. It was her in England, and the English children were losing their minds over this. And you can see why the Englishisms are planted in the show.
Yeah.
I mean, she does wait for it. She does. I mean, there's like a million of them planted in the show. Every episode.
Really?
It's really strange how Englishisms are planted in the show.
Mm. Well, you know, she visited the Queen as well.
Did she?
I mean, yeah. Don't know why the Queen would be interested in her.
I don't know.
Apart from the Mohawk.
There's something to it. I don't understand what's up with this. And it seems to defy mind control.
Yeah.
Like the second season of the show mocked all the what do you call that? Fritz Springmeier mind control stuff. Like real specifically, like they had a copy of that how to do the invisible brainwash. Where it was his second book, and it was like they had a copy of it and they were mocking it all backwards.
Really?
And like trying to say like we're not mind controlled.
So that would probably be like a result of first speaking. Yeah.
They'd have a copy of the book to be this specific.
Yeah. Because that's basically a conspiracy set up by gays, is all these pop stars are like always secretly beaten up and tortured and stuff like that, and it's like you wouldn't be able to get up on stage and dance if that happened to you, really.
Right.
You know.
Although if it really happened to you enough, you would get up on stage and do that.
Yeah. Well, because if they were, then they'd be on painkillers all the time, and if you're on painkillers and tranquilizers and antidepressants, then you just wouldn't want to dance. You know, you just like kind of slump to the floor.
Yeah, but what if you were NLP and they just told you that you were ready to dance? You're starting to feel great, they tell you. Yeah.
Yeah, but your body language would probably give it away, I think.
Mm.
I think it's hugely exaggerated. I don't see why they would damage property, sort of thing.
Right.
Doesn't really make sense. Obviously, they pretend they've done it because they like the whole sort of like wounded heroine image, and they definitely want to feed off sympathy.
Well, that's why I was thinking she's not mind controlled, because they seem to be mocking it. I mean, like you would have to have known every little detail.
Yeah, sure.
To talk like that.
Oh yeah, I mean, the Queen she visited the Queen a few months after I told Glenn Keely in a private email that Hannah Montana was the Mohawk discontinuity. So obviously she picked up on that one, or like sort of like wrung his neck for a bit until he like squawked that Hannah Montana was Mohawk discontinuity. I don't think it was any good. I don't know. Bit strange because she's not really that well known over here. I've seen her stuff in like the local supermarkets, but yeah.
No, you should have seen those English children on the video. I I mean, I've never seen... They were even more excited than the American children. It was incredible.
I don't think they were really excited because of the Glen Keane collection then.
And then she made a movie that I thought was really gutsy.
Yeah?
Where they took her to her hometown there in Tennessee.
Yeah.
And she's out on I mean, it was really quite good. I thought this is going to make her into a movie star, and it didn't.
Well, she's been in a movie, at least one.
Yeah, it was really an effective movie.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was wondering if I was brainwashed because I kind of liked it.
Yeah, and Britney Spears when she did "Oops, I Did It Again." That's all full of Arizona Wilder references.
Mm-hmm.
It's set in space, obviously.
Yeah, but see, you can never be with her. With Miley Cyrus, you're with her. You know what I mean? Like you're on her side, kind of.
Yeah.
With Britney Spears, you can never do that because you're always against her because she's just so wrong. Miley Cyrus sells you. You know what I mean? You're with her. You're not watching in some weird predatory way. You're watching because you're saying, "Oh, I hope she wins." I mean, it's really screwed. I did feel brainwashed. Maybe I was brainwashed.
I only saw one video of hers, and I didn't. You know.
No, I don't mean the music videos. I don't consider those. I'm just saying that on the TV show and in the movie, okay. You're like with her. You're like,
yeah.
Oh man, I hope she makes it. You know, like out of this scramble. You know, that's when I was sure I was brainwashed because I was like into the storyline.
Sure.
That was screwed up.
Yeah.
That's why I stopped watching.
Snaked it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bit forked tongue mission, really, isn't it? Because they're all actresses at the end of the day, you know. Never tell. It's just like not like they're born into that sort of role. You know, they're trained to be actresses from birth. So they've always been on actors. So you can never tell. You never really like speak to the real person. Yeah. Oh yeah. Britney Spears, who Did It Again. Yeah, set in space on the moon, whatever. The thing about the guy at the beginning who she sort of like dumps. Well, not exactly dumps, but kind of like this. What the song's about is supposed to be Jesus, because he goes to the ends of space in order to retrieve this sacred lotus or something, and she goes, "Oh, I already have one." So that's a piss take out of Jesus.
She goes to the end of the space to find Jesus, and then she already has one?
No. At the beginning, the guy in a spacesuit says to her, "I've been to like the outer limits of the universe in order to grab you this rare flower," which is Jesus' descent down. He only went to rescue souls. He went to the depths of hell in order to rescue souls, whatever. And then he goes back to her as sort of like, I don't know, God or goddess, and she goes, "Oh, I already have one of those." The thing he gets right at the beginning. She's got like really long blonde hair, which is unfortunately a wig, I think, and that's Mother Goddess again, from the Arizona Wilder video.
Well, they have to have blonde hair to be part of the programming.
Yeah,
that's why Arizona Wilder had red hair.
Outrageously big and long, and I don't think it's real.
Right.
Really annoying because I thought it was. And she's wearing the red dress as well, so that's the lady in the red dress and all that. It's more programming I can't. But I think it's all done to take the piss. I don't think it's like, oh, they'll like say, "Oh, do this," and they'll have the agenda set out for the video. And the dancing reminds me of Michael Jackson as well. In that video.
I don't know. I think that it's presented differently in England.
Oh, there's a High Priestess reference as well. I think she kind of like does puts her arms out like a Jesus again or whatever, on side by side, like moxification or whatever, and two pillars of flame like shoot up on left and right at her. But I don't think really that these people are like totally tortured. I think that's sort of a myth.
I don't know. Well, supposedly now they can do it in some electronic way that they don't have to traumatize them.
Yeah.
That's what Kathy O'Brien was talking about. That they traumatized her, but they did the child with electronic noises and stuff. I don't see how that would work.
Yeah. They don't need to anymore, sort of thing. The technology's improved. Yeah. That makes sense.
Apparently there are new episodes of the show. I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
I'll end up brainwashed again.
I think it's a two-way process, though. I think even if they are being remotely controlled, then your brain will retain some of the information that they've learned. So they will gain a knowledge of the occult, or.
Well, see, I don't see how that's terribly different from the American women of today, anyway. How not brainwashed are you?
Well, American women have always been brainwashed, haven't they? They've been brainwashed around the world.
These American women are all brainwashed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kay's wife.
It's just offensive. And they're all masculinized to be in control all the time. So I mean,
yeah.
I don't want to be ordered around.
See, a lot of guys won't even have time for that. Well, they shouldn't have time for that. But at the same time, they're feminizing all the men, so they do put up that crap.
Right, that's even worse.
I think you're wonderful. Yeah.
It's offensive. Oh, they've had a whole third season I haven't seen. No, I've got the third season. Up through episode 14. Okay. I guess there are new. Okay. Yeah, I think I saw him up to the point of her movie, and then I haven't seen any since. Because there's maybe a half a dozen, maybe a dozen episodes. Wizards on Deck with Hannah Montana. It's a special. That seems bad.
Yeah.
Wizards on Deck. No? Bad idea. This could be good. I love Usenet News. I don't know why. I've been trying to explain Usenet News to people for years, and nobody I can't make a dent. One of my friends actually does it now. But that's about it. I mean, just you're talking to a wall. It's so much better than everything else. That's why I have all these. That's why I have all the movies and everything. I have a complete film noir collection. I have when they had the 333 movies. I realized there's a numerical problem there. On IMDb of all the old film noirs, I actually have a complete collection. Thanks to Alpine Aries Vintage Film or something. Alpine Aries Movies Vintage Film.
Yeah.
And now they're posting cowboy movies, and I couldn't care less. But they were posting film noirs for a while. Hard to find ones, and I have a complete collection.
Yeah.
And it's thanks to Usenet News. And that's what Hollywood wants to do now, is make film noirs, and they can't do it. I don't understand how they could make them before and they can't do it now. All you have to do is should I have another drink? Oh my God, there's a body. We have to bury it. I mean, that's not that hard. It's not a mystery. There's no mystery to film noir. There's just it's almost like Tales from the Crypt, but there shouldn't be a heavy moral message to it.
I see.
It's like they're dirty movies, but they're not. Nothing happens in them, and all the titles are really dirty, conflict or something. But it's not like nobody swears, nobody takes their clothes off, and I don't want to see that anyway,
Yeah.
But it's always bad situations. They're going to rip somebody off for the insurance money, or that's what I really like that.
I've got technology linked to happiness study claims.
If only we had a pill, huh?
Yeah.
That'll be great.
That's the link.
Did they convince us we're happy yet? Oh, BBC, yeah, they're going to convince us. Technology linked to well, I'm going to tell you right now, the iPod makes me happy.
Feelings of well-being.
I mean, I was really bummed out when I broke the iPod.
Yeah.
And I broke it so within a few days I got the new 64-bit third generation iPod, and I became much happier. It was the one time I had to go to the store without the iPod that I got very unhappy. Because I might have to interact with somebody. I don't want to interact with anyone. It makes it odd that I'm on the radio somehow. I don't want to interact with the radio. I was sort of hoping to put on William Cooper again today. He's so much better than we are on the radio. I mean, we're all right, but that William Cooper's great. He was fantastic.
We had more material to work with, though. It was all new then. This is sort of like...
He's so confident on the air. I mean, he's like, it's in absolute terms. He's just so confident. And it turns out he was right. You look up his stuff all these years later, like we all know this stuff now, and it's like, he was 100% correct and confident about it. I'm not that confident about it. I know it's right.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have like 10 pages of iPod apps now.
Yeah. I don't see how we can carry on for another 2 hours because I'm like so bored. I'm going over emails that are like 2 weeks old. Oh, 14th to the 5th.
Caribbean Critic is coming in later.
Is he?
Mm-hmm. He's like Mr. McFeely. He comes in like the mailman. Mm-hmm. That was so awful. And they did a guy named Mr. McFeely in Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, and they never said anything about it. Like it didn't seem wrong to them.
Yeah.
McFeely.
I know.
I mean, I don't know why they why they could get away with that. He was like a Methodist minister that Fred Rogers, and the guy could do anything, and it didn't seem dirty to anyone. I watched that from like almost apparently right when it first came on the air. And down the street from where we lived was Lilius Folan. Have you ever heard of like Lilius Yoga and You?
No.
It was on PBS a million years ago, public broadcasting, and it came from Cincinnati. And my parents were like really freaked out that she was some hippie or something. She was teaching yoga on TV, and it was just her and a just a blue card or something. Her in this leotard, and she wasn't hot. Not hot at all. That wasn't the issue, but it was that she was really goofy. But I would go in there and have lemonade with her when I was a child. And we had a PBS superstar live nearby.
Really? That's cool.
But it was a really strange program. I always thought she was great. I used to watch that, and I couldn't do the yoga moves, though. And then Mr. Rogers would come on. And I really feel brainwashed by Mr. Rogers. That stuff was like really hardcore brainwashing. But it wasn't trauma kind. It was like they were just doing something to you.
Yeah.
And there was a king and queen. I mean, this is America.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Even SCTV couldn't take the piss out of it.
Mm-hmm.
They tried. They had Mrs. Falbo's Tiny Town. Didn't work. Because you couldn't mock something like that. It just was unmockable. Mr. Rogers. He would take off his shoes, and he would change his shoes, which I couldn't figure out why that was important. But he would change his shoes every time he came in.
Strange.
And then he had a sweater. Way before Cosby. And it was just so. If you analyze it in today's terms, he was like really gay and but like it doesn't come off as dangerous or something. I don't know. It should have been dangerous. Like now, if you did that now, it would just seem predatory. But they did it in this sweet sort of way that was just creepy. But it wasn't creepy. It was creepy now that there's no way to describe it now and have it not be creepy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't think I could make children's programming. Because I see, like, you know how they say like your face would stick that way if you kept looking goofy. It's like my voice is like, even when I'm sincere, I sound sarcastic. I can't sound sincere. Like people just think it's a joke. Like they're sure that it's really ironic or something. I stuck that way. It's true. Man, I'm gonna get some more Hannah Montana episodes. This is gonna be great.
Well, don't. Or should I even ask?
You know, he moved out. So he's moving to Grand Rapids. So he's gonna be back on.
Okay, when?
Like tomorrow.
Okay.
But you know, it's like it's gone wrong there, so you can't even make a joke. There's no, you know, it's like inappropriate. You know, I would never make a joke, but you see what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, you can't. It sucks. Because I would want to, and you know, it's not fair.
What's that?
You know, when situations like it's like Mr. Rogers, it's like back to Mr. You can't make jokes about that. It's not funny. They've fixed it in such a way that it's not mockable.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
It sucks.
So it's something like there's something wrong, but you can't put your finger on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was my goal the whole time. When I did research, and I saw everybody else talking out, or I saw a lot of people talking, and I figured, I'm never going to talk out loud. I'll just do all this research myself, and I would be really happy about it.
Yeah.
And here I am talking. I don't know what's gone wrong. I just went out.
Yeah.
I just want this to stop, this whole NWO, and I can go back. I can do something else. That's what I want to do. But they just won't stop, so...
Nah. They keep rolling, but it never seems to go anywhere. I don't know. It just gets weirder and weirder.
There is no news, and there's no rock. Half the reason I want to get rid of the NWO is to get rock back.
Yeah.
I mean, the only band left is the Flaming Lips. Even Radiohead sort of retired. Yeah, I don't know what's gone wrong there.
Yeah.
They were pushed into this thing where you're like cutting your wrists and you're in the bathtub waiting to die. I mean, that would be the appropriate use for the last couple records. I'm not doing that. That's not the activities that I do, and so I feel that it's inappropriate for me to listen to music. I mean, the Benz was really great, and then it just went downhill.
Yeah.
I mean, it would have been appropriate if I was going to kill myself, but I'm not, so...
I know what I mean.
The Flaming Lips are exciting, at least.
Yeah.
You know?
It's angst. It just disappeared. After times, I just kind of get bored.
There was this last gasp of music, like maybe 96, and that was when Just came out, and the video for Just, when it was like, you don't want to know why I'm on the ground. Did you ever see that video?
No, I don't think so.
He's laying on some guy is jogging or something in New York City. I think it's New York, and he comes upon Tom there on the floor. Tom's on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
And he asks him, why are you on the sidewalk? And the message of the video is, you don't want to know. Because when he finally, eventually a crowd starts showing up, and everyone is screaming. Even the cop shows up and starts telling, you have to tell me why you're on the ground. You know, because he says, because the guy's accusing him of many things. Are you drunk or whatever? What's the reason? And when he finally tells him the reason, he says, God help me, I'll tell you the reason I'm on the ground. And then everybody's on the ground. They can't get up either. And you didn't want to know why he was on the. It wasn't Tom on the ground. It was some actor.
Falling.
What?
It's because the sky's falling down.
No, they didn't even tell you why. Because all you saw was his mouth whispering. to the cop. Why? He explaining why he's on the ground. Then the next shot is everybody is like, it's like heavy gravity or something. Like everyone is frozen to the ground and can't get off the ground. Because he explained why he was on the ground. Now everybody's stuck there. You couldn't just leave well enough alone. You know what I mean? It's like, why couldn't you just walk by? He was on the ground. You could have left him. He was happier there, or at least you didn't know, and now you know, and just stop it. You know what I mean?
Picking a scar and then getting like a
why did you need to know that? You didn't need to know.
Yeah.
Everybody was happier that way. And there was a bunch of great music right there at the end of Rock, and they were all original stuff and whatever. Now we have nothing.
No, it's just really boring stuff is out now. Very sort of dead.
There was they finally finished marketing. What's his name that died? Shannon Hoon. 3 is the Magic Number was a video right then too. Where Blind Melon did a remake of the old Schoolhouse Rock. And it was fantastic. But he was already dead by the time they did the video.
Okay.
Heroin. And that was the last gasp of rock, and there was nothing else. And MTV was showing videos at least at night. Like it was called Dream Time or Dreamland or something, and there was actual videos, and they were good videos. And you were amazed that there were fantastic videos out there. And then, now there's no more videos. Because there's no more bands.
Well, over in the UK is mainly 80s revival.
8 what?
Yeah. Endless 80s revival.
Wait, let me call you back.
80.
It's not working. I'm losing every other word.
Yeah, over in the UK we get 80s music on all the time.
Oh,
from the 1980s.
Yeah, that stuff's all out of print here.
Yeah, nonsense 80s.
You're cutting out real bad.
Yeah.
No, the 80s music is really bad news.
I know, it's never ending though.
But it's really awful
years
stuff.
of 80 music.
Like what are they playing? Night Ranger or what are they playing?
Yeah.
Jay Giles Band. This is the stuff that's gone forever here.
But they just, local radios. No.
See, some of that '80s music was okay. I mean, if it's going to be the Smiths, I'm for it. You know, Johnny Marr and all that.
No,
that was fantastic
nothing really,
stuff.
No.
The '80s were so bad you had to work to find stuff.
Yeah, that's it. It's a mixture of 80s music and modern pop.
Ugh.
Like, 6 months ago, sort of thing.
Like Styx? I mean, how bad can it get? Is it that bad?
It's because people seem to think that the 1980s were the best.
Oh, no, they weren't.
Well, yeah, people seem to think that the 1980s were the best.
Well, it was so bad that at the time, we all went back to earlier music. Like, that's why I'm into the Stones and the Doors and stuff, because the stuff that when I was 13 was so awful you couldn't take it. It was really bad. I mean, it wasn't just a little bad. It was unlistenable. It offended everyone. You couldn't believe the radio could be that bad.
Yeah.
And they were just forcing it on us too. So then it became Yes and all that. That's why all the bands that I wanted to see were dead, because that was the kind of music I liked, and because there was nothing else. Which is unbelievable. I don't know. I want a refund.
I don't know. It's like the devil was supposed to write all the best music, but
Devil
he's
can't
sort
write
of
music.
got
Devil,
bored.
I mean, it's just crap. You know, because that's all the music is now, is all Freemasonry and all that. And is that good stuff to listen to? No. I mean, is it really convincing us? I really think it's turning us off.
It's like, yeah.
I mean, what it's doing is it's convincing everyone there is a God.
Like, sort of like getting it in your sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think so? How come?
I just think it's selling you on the other side. It's like it's so awful. It's convincing people of, like, you know, creationism. It's that ineffective.
Yeah.
You would think if you really were the devil, that you would write some rockin' stuff. You'd sit there and work it out. Like, what do people like? I could make that, and then I could slip my messages into it. But they don't do that. They just suck.
Yeah.
I mean, I would be a much more effective devil.
It plans to, like, write decent music right till the end, or however. So just.
Yeah, I mean, how come I can't be the devil? Because I could do it better than them.
Spread it out a bit more. Yeah.
It has to be Jay-Z with the triangle in his eyeball and.
Yeah. That's it, because you have all loads of, like, decent music all, like, bang together all at the same time, and then you don't even, like, get hold of half of it. Say in, like, the mid-90s or whatever, and then it becomes unfashionable to listen to that over here, and then they don't play it, and so you never really catch up.
Well, I mean, if you really had to do backwards masking,
crap, you know, just like
I could do it better than they do it, but I would never work for them, so. You know, but I mean, I have much better ideas. I could convince people to go to the devil.
Yeah. Well, like when the Beatles did it, it was so obvious.
Well, the Beatles were just screwing with tape. They were doing acid in '64.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it wasn't like... that's why they were doing that stuff. There's no message in it. Where's the message that says, you know, jump off a cliff or... They don't have anything like that.
That's it.
They were just playing with tape backwards.
So when it's mainly, like, in people's minds.
Yeah. I mean, when Lennon Honor had tried to nail the Beatles, it was so hard that all he could come up with was the umbrella thing. In Rain. Mm-hmm. That's it. I mean, if that's it, I'm willing to dump one track. That's, you know, it's not hurting my feelings. Like, you know, that's why I always go back to Creedence, because... Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm just running out of things to talk about.
I know.
Going to sleep. When's Carrion Critic on?
I don't know, you should be back.
Oh, we could save it to tomorrow, I suppose.
Okay.
Well, yeah. Just like it seems to be a really dead news day.
It is. Well, all we've got is the mainstream media.
Should it? Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Everybody's gone to sleep. Everything's gone totally weird as well.
Yeah.
In town and stuff, everybody's acting totally weird. Yeah, like they've all been reprogrammed on another phase of their program. I was like, okay, sort of like keep quiet and keep my eyes open as you usually do. But it's like everybody starts talking in code all the time. So that were just like really inserted conversations about football and stuff, and it just sounds really inserted, like you're just playing that. They're just the people that are hearing out roles.
Well, they've got sports news over here right now, but I just couldn't care.
Yeah.
And all the entertainment's gone dead.
Yeah. I guess so. I guess they just killed the entertainment industry a bit then, except for sports. That's part of the entertainment.
No, they did. They killed it for control.
Yeah, exactly.
They could have made money, but they didn't want that.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. There's just like so many new stupid rules and regulations, and particularly if you drive a car over here, it's outrageous. You know,
don't they have new garbage police over there?
It's just stupid things.
They have all this garbage rolls over
What's
there.
that you cut out?
The garbage.
Oh yeah.
And they have special police that are supposed to check to see if you're transporting garbage.
Yeah. There's all that going on, but people are just so sort of like resigned to it. That's what's so weird. You know, just like sort of like they're giving up.
Oh, what happened to Nigel Farage? Is he dead?
No, he's still around, isn't he? I guess. Just like sort of probably just been moping around with the rest of them. That's actually the normal thing for people in the UK. They're just sort of like mope. You know, just like shoegazing.
They spend a lot of time moping.
Farage, okay, I got an article on him. Yeah. Farage miscalculated elections, is in the BBC. Former UK Independence Party leader Michael Farage says it was miscalculation to try to unseat Commons Speaker John Bercow. Okay, so yeah, he's going back totally to towing the line sort of thing, even though he's supposed to be the UK Independence Party.
He was really good at complaining.
Mr. Farage, who was injured in an aircraft, was he? The day of the general election, came third behind independent candidate Johnson.
I was suspended upside down in the wreckage, and the horrible smell of petrol everywhere, you know, petrol in the hair, petrol in the clothes, and then thinking, God, you know, we've survived this crash and we're going to burn to death. And now we're going to burn to death, yeah. And that was absolutely terrifying. But the real miracle was that on the impact of the ground, the engine had bounced miles away. The pilot had the foresight to turn off the electrics, and all the stuff that could have set the petrol off. Oh, so all the stuff that set the petrol off was not there. And that was why we were very lucky. I mean, do you think that was a deliberate sabotage?
Shadow sort of thing.
I mean, do you think it was just ineptness, or do you think they deliberately sabotaged it?
That's so.
I think they deliberately sabotaged it. And I think it's incredible that they didn't.
Suffering from broken ribs, punctured lungs, and was fractured to sternum spine.
Yeah, but why wouldn't they stop the election at that point? Why would they go on like heartlessly, not deal with it?
Yeah.
Like Hawks Cafe was talking about, why didn't they just go to his bedside and say, "Look, this is how things are sabotaged. You know, let's investigate right now what's going on." But no, they went on like nothing happened.
No, there's no. They got no people. Yeah, it's lethargy.
Yeah.
You know, majority of people haven't got much spirit at all anyway. You know, and it takes a massive amount of energy in order to get them to do anything, you know, outside their little
well, they were protesting sort of recently
like,
there.
Survival mode.
People were protesting there.
I think it's sunk in what's happened with the election, and you know, just like the finality of everything, and how, you know, you just put on the box and laugh at the comedians, and you know, pretend to take the politics seriously. Just really toe the line everywhere you go, you know. And if you have to pay massive fines for everything you do, then, you know, so be it. You'll be sort of lucky enough that you're earning enough to pay those fines.
Well, is it impossible to fight back there?
I think people just lost the will to do it. Never been that much of an active people anyway.
How about fluoride? Is there fluoride in the water?
Probably.
See, I've got that fluoride filter.
Yeah.
It's hard to get it out of your water.
UK ash cloud restrictions lifted. Okay,
the ash.
UK ash cloud restrictions easing. Yeah. Flight restrictions have been lifted at all UK airports after the volcanic ash cloud over UK airspace moved away. Because I think it was this morning I was reading that they had, the ash cloud had progressed over. I know you can't fly at all in the UK, and there was strikes, threats, and stuff like that. It's interesting. It also means that people can't fly over here. Don't know why they want to, and can't leave. So it's like a curfew, in a sense. Knock-on disruption continues, but there will be no flight groundings on the mainland at least until 0100 hours BST, British Standard Time, on Tuesday. UK air traffic control said after a weekend that saw thousands of passengers stranded, only Shetland and Orkney airports are closed to planes. Meanwhile, new rules to allow planes to fly higher ash densities have been agreed and will operate from Tuesday. So I was surprised they didn't blame the Nigel Farage's crash on the ash clouds. At talks between the Civil Aviation Authority, airlines regulators and aircraft and engine manufacturers, a new time-limited zone is set up. From midday on Tuesday, this will allow planes to fly for a limited period when volcanic ash is present in the air at higher ash densities than currently permitted. The CAA said airlines had to present it with safety information, including the agreement of their aircraft and engine manufacturers to be allowed to zone. One airline's Walsh, dodgy name,
they've been getting this news. They've been getting this information all this time, and we just never knew about it. That's a regular thing that airline pilots get, is the ash report, the volcanic ash report.
Yeah.
I don't fly a plane. I don't know.
I know, yeah, because I read a headline from this morning that it was saying pretty much the opposite. Strange. Ash cloud could disrupt for 20 years. Oh my god.
Ash cloud clears the UK?
But at the same time, you see, it's conflicting reports all over the place.
Yeah, some of the reports saying it's getting worse, some are saying it's getting better.
Yeah, that's it. They're saying the ash cloud from Iceland is now being blown away. However, there may be some restrictions to helicopter operating where no-fly is still force, no-fly zone is still in force. Possibly because it's so high up that it's just going to float around.
See, you still have the possibility of having conflicting news. We don't even have conflicting news.
Yeah.
Our news is coordinated. It's a coordinated lie in America. We don't have conflicting reports. You would think that, like in the old days in America, somebody would want to make more money, so they would have the incentive to go and do some research or something. Now they get everything from the Associated Press, and that it's a coordinated. Even the news stories, people used to tape the news on 3 channels, and it would be the same news stories in the same order on 3 channels. So if you change the channel in the middle of the newscast, you would get the next story. You wouldn't get like the same story repeated or anything. It's the same newscast.
Yeah.
Read by 3 different people, but in the same order. It's really bizarre.
So coordinated sound, but yeah.
And so they don't even fight with each other.
Yeah, that's strange. Ash cloud. The other article is ash cloud caused disruption in the UK for 20 years, and an aviation expert has warned that the ongoing problem with an ash cloud drifting from a volcano and ice disruption for more than 2 years affecting the UK and the rest of the world. Speaking to the BBC, David Leamont said that there is no technological way around the situation, with no possibility of engines being designed that could withstand damage caused by ash. He warned that any aircraft attempting to fly through ash would have its engines permanently damaged and would be destined to the scrap heap.
Do you think this is related to the global warming thing? Like this is just another part of the lie?
It's convenient timing, isn't it?
I really wonder what the point of the story is.
Set up sort of like more draconian.
Right.
Yeah. Overall, if you want to set up more draconian stuff, equivalent martial law, whatever, over here, then that would be a perfect excuse, is to have air restrictions first set up so that people can't escape the country.
The environment is so bad that we can't do this, we can't do that, you know.
Yeah.
It seems really odd.
That's it, yeah. Blame the environment. And then at the same time, we're rushing these measures. I think most people have already figured that out. They've probably been 1,000 times in the airport. So it's designed to stop them getting out of the country.
I mean, this one says Ash Cloud halts 1,000 flights across northwest Europe. 1,000 flights were shut down. Here, Bloomberg.
Yeah. Well, apparently,
are people in Europe doing that much flying?
Even with the ash cloud problems and all the other problems, people are desperate to go on holiday. That's what I heard. Yeah. So it's sort of like rats trying to leave a sinking ship.
Yeah. Where are they flying to? Here? India?
Yeah, there's a lot of reflective politics going on because of the election results. Going about New Labour, but who cares? That's just boring.
Right. I really wonder. I mean, they've really lost. When they lost global warming, they lost the whole crux of their plan for world government.
Yeah.
That Agenda 21 and all that.
Yeah.
So now I expect asteroids and all kinds of stuff to show up.
Oh yeah, to make the plan more exciting, really.
Yeah, because they don't have anything left.
Yeah. You got to bring in something wacky now, haven't they?
The fake alien invasion.
Yeah, space aliens crash aboard an asteroid.
Right.
Yeah. That's only been planning for 30 years. It's only been on the media for 30 years.
I mean, the minute that shows up, everybody's going to scream that it's not true.
Yeah. Yeah. It's easy to say that, but
no,
I think a lot of people want it to be true. They make believe it to be true.
Oh, I don't think so. Not here. Not in America.
Yeah.
They did have that effect that you saw on Independence Day where people wanted the aliens. That's not true anymore.
Yeah.
That was true around the year 2000.
Yeah, because they made the movie too soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. They really did. They overdid it. They overdid it on the whole propaganda and people were seeing through it. You see that Independence Day, that should have been released a few months back or something like that.
Yeah, but it's all the time ago.
They had years to get over that one.
They blew it.
Yeah.
That really educated people. People saw those people as such cunts who would want to placate the aliens. You know what I mean? They wanted to make love to the aliens. I mean, they were seen so terribly. That was such a bad image. I think it stopped people from that kind of mentality. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. I mean, and the portrayal they had of the stripper and all that with the first lady. Those things really it ruined the images.
Yeah. It was sort of pissed all over the fire, really, haven't they?
Mm-hmm.
I was saying they pissed all over the fire.
Yeah, I don't see how they could still be in charge of anything. They're so ineffective. I mean, if they wanted a world government, I could do it so much more effectively than they could. I don't get how they've bungled it this badly.
Yeah.
If I had this kind of an opportunity to take over and control other people, I would have done it by now. And I would have won. I would have convinced people.
I know. It's
I
like
can't
on
believe
that.
this.
Yeah.
They're so shamefully just, I don't know, they're such losers.
The bungling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, can you imagine there is a devil, and the devil just...
Yeah, it's like you're sort of like really bumbling agents, so the sort of people that they're trying to push.
That you screwed it up this bad. That's amazing.
They're the ones that are in control. So, yeah.
And there's no way for them to pull it out now.
No,
there's no recovery from this.
Yeah.
Let them try their aliens.
I know. It's like I was saying previously. It's like, yeah. I think you just see it. People see it as entertainment, and I don't think anybody's actually going to come running and screaming. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. Are people just going to see it as entertainment?
Not even that. I think they would just see it as a sign of failure.
Heads off there.
It's just another sign of failure from these people.
Yeah.
Blew it again. I mean, we have such losers in office. And losers behind the scenes.
Yeah. Totally. A bunch of tossers.
Yeah.
And being a bunch of tossers, I think they've relied on too few people. You know, put all their eggs in one basket sort of thing. Mm-hmm. And now they found out, obviously, that these people aren't willing to help them. They'd either just, like, pretty much die or whatever, just, like, carry on struggling or whatever, you know.
And they're all blackmailed and everything else, and it still isn't working.
Just living.
I mean, you would think if you had people blackmailed...
No, it doesn't work at all.
Yeah, it's just not working.
Yeah.
Even they won't help you.
Yeah. Because the things they have to offer, these few people aren't really that... They're not interested in them in the first place.
Right.
You know, it's like, especially if they happen to be, like, Zen Buddhist stuff, then gold and material wealth just doesn't appeal to them. I speak for myself as well, obviously, but the thing... Yeah, your voice is cutting out quite a bit. I can't hear a word.
Me? No, I'm hearing David in the background.
Yeah. There's somebody talking in the background, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, is it David?
Yeah, I think he is ranting, but he's so quiet we can't hear him. You have a microphone problem, David.
Oh, right. Yeah, I thought it was almost totally quiet. Yeah. It's like you're watching TV in the background or something.
No, I've been hearing him kind of rant really quietly in the background, like he's a million miles away. Are you there, David?
Yeah.
Actually, I was talking to my mom, and I forgot to shut the mic off. I'm sorry.
Oh, we thought you were reacting to the stories or something.
Let me kill the mic.
That's all right. Just so we didn't hear him.
Okay. He seemed really upset. I don't know what he was saying.
Yeah, so what I was saying is these elite have found out that the people they want to tell them what to do, sort of thing. You know, sort of like we will obey you, master, sort of crap. If you've seen the Holy Mountain, if you've seen the scene with people prostrating themselves on the floor and worshipping the guy who looks like a bit like Jesus. I mean, that's what they're pretty much like. Mm-hmm. So I'm not that pathetic. That's what they're dressed as, like people from all around the world. That movie's ridiculously metaphorical, but it's to do with the zodiacal mind warp. But
like, what do you do when your plans don't work?
They were hoping would replace them.
I would never have committed to such a loser of a plan.
What is sort of like they're up against now.
Yeah.
Because they're motivated by money and material wealth, it seems. It seems that they're totally shallow, empty people. It's sort of like the ugly people who want to get into the orgy sort of thing, you know? They always want to do it, but they're ugly, and they can never get in. They'll never get into the orgy because you're ugly. You're not allowed in.
No, that's right.
So, they just have to hoard everything because, and that's all they can do. But they make themselves beautiful because they're not beautiful, and they're not beautiful people, whatever. And they're never going to get there because they're grubby, little grubs. And because they're little grubs, they think what attracts them will attract other people, so they can get in sort of like the mindset.
Yeah, but see, the problem is I am one of the beautiful people, but they've turned all the women against us.
Yeah.
I should be one of the beautiful people.
Should go out more often.
I know, but I
don't. It's been quite
don't.
strange the last few weeks. It's like when I'm just
right.
Yeah, I say
I am beautiful.
Yeah, so all my metamorphosizing or something. I'm just transformed.
I'm extremely beautiful.
Because like what we do on the show to talk us.
I should be like the Brad Pitt of the movement. I don't even get out. I don't get out anymore. I've been everywhere, you know.
Yeah.
And what's it worth? Nothing.
Yeah.
I've met everybody. I've been everywhere, and I should be one of the beautiful people.
I don't know. It's
just not fair.
You mean like partying stuff? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't.
It's because I'm not loaded down with cash.
But it's sort of like better that we've got our lifestyles and having the money and having to basically, take it up the rear end and everything else that they want to do to us. That's what I'm saying. The ugly people at the orgy, they're just always, they want to get in, but that they're going to try and bugger you. If you're a woman, you'd know where you'd want to have sex with them.
Right, you don't want to do that.
On the outside. It doesn't matter how rich they are. Yeah, they could be multi-trillionaires. Doesn't make any difference. But they're so low mentalities, sort of like money grubbing, petty nobodies with nothing to talk about themselves. They got no inner life. So that's what I mean about that. Them not being beautiful people, because they're not. They're just like people who built up their life and lying about people and spreading rumours and just like practicing every sort of nasty thing, and then you can see it. You see the seething inside with resentment.
Right.
And so they try and get people. They try and recruit people into their ranks. When they aren't really the elite. They aren't really. They're really people that should be at the top. They have all the money and stuff, but they'll never manage to get anybody because nobody deep down wants them.
Yeah.
They're sort of the unwanted.
I don't
know. I don't know what's going to happen in the long term. It might take ages and ages. Yeah. It might be like 20 years or more, but they're just going to self-destruct because they've got nobody to actually give them any inspiration. Everybody's just pissed off with them, hacked off with them, and we're not going to help you anymore, sort of thing. And we're going to say anything or do anything that help. You can just suffer or go away, or both. Preferably both. Yeah, because nobody's interested in the things they have to offer. Nobody wants oodles and oodles of cash. Nobody wants unwilling slaves like they want. They want that sort of world. They want a world of spastics and retards to order over, so they feel in control and they feel good about themselves. Because their life consists of having to take uppers to feel good about themselves, and always wanted to feel good. Whereas they're not naturally balanced. They're not mentally balanced.
No.
And they're not creative either. So they got no real life. They're sort of like the Walking Dead. And I think they're defaulted to even more mind control.
They are they are the Walking Dead.
The Walking Dead.
Walking Dead.
Yeah. Well, they've become like these in movies which were going to be us. Because in Zardoz, the movie, basically, it was set in sort of futuristic time, and the zombies that they killed were all just like your regular people, your average people. But if you think of it as the elite instead, then that's pretty much what's going to happen, because free will people will eventually take over. They won't, because their plans just come to nothing. They'll do this plan, that plan, and all they've got to look forward to is another part of the plan. And it won't work because they won't be able to replace their ranks. Their children will hate them. That's already happened anyway.
Yeah.
It's the younger Rothschilds just don't relate to the older ones at all. I can't speak about the Rockefellers, I don't know them so well, but I mean, just like the impression I get of the called elite families, well, the real elite families, is that there's a total schism, a total split between the younger and older generations. And yeah, they don't want to know anything to do with them. They don't understand what they're on about a lot of the time, and they just, you know,
yeah,
like
but
going out
they
doing
still
stuff
have to
that's
pay.
fun, cool, whatever. You know, pretty much like normal people. They don't really get off control. Oh yeah. I'm not backing up too much. You know, I'm just saying, you know,
They've benefited.
they just don't really relate to that sort of thing. Yeah, I mean, they're still if it's still sitting on loads of money. They should like, you know,
Right.
redistribute it somehow or something like that, or ring the bell. Yeah, definitely. If they know who they are, then they should do that.
Yeah, but the thing is, people don't want the redistributed money. At least I don't. I wanted the opportunity back. That's what I want returned. I want to make it myself. I don't want it handed to me. I want them out of the damn way, and I wanted to be able to do what I wanted to do when I wanted to do it. You know?
Yeah.
And that's been taken away. That's what I want restored. That's why I want a refund on several years.
Well, yeah. I don't know if
I wanted to make movies in the 90s. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I was held back.
I meant the wealth if I did.
It wasn't even the money. Yeah. The money wasn't the problem.
Yeah, I mean, like
it was absolutely like to force me not to be able to do
knowledge and power. Redistribute that because. Yeah. Yeah, these people at the top are just going to be like part of dead governments, you know, controlling a world that's just as dead. What's the point? Mm-hmm. It's all just like, you know, zombie world.
And because control was so important, and they got nothing. Yeah, they got nothing.
Yeah.
They didn't get me to rip off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They could have at least had that. But they didn't get that. There was control is so important.
Yeah, that's it.
They didn't let anyone
carry on living their really empty lives, and they're all like,
yeah. They don't have anything to offer, but they wouldn't let anyone else through the gate.
I know they didn't let anybody with any innovation. They're just like they think they can get away with like lurking in the background, ripping them off. But everybody's got wires now on that. And so, you know, nobody's contributing to them at all.
Yeah. Well, plus the factor that they wouldn't let anyone through.
Who knows, really? I mean, I know I can say.
They're just so short-sighted.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, I know how to survive. Because I'm not like in any sort of like dire straits or anything like that, but I can't really say the same for them. So I think they are the ones in dire straits now. I think the tables have been turned on them. You know, shame it's just like the end result is they do turn out to be a bunch of boring farts with no future. No place in today's society. What's the point of giving us all the technology and all these goodies, and then the people at the top are a bunch of old farts that just like come out straight out of Rome.
That's like the whole plan. Man. That's it, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why Constantine picked up and left. I mean, there was nowhere to go with that crap. He had it all and walked away from it.
Yeah.
Why would you want that stuff? And the answer is they don't want it.
Yeah. That's what I've been told for years, actually. Yeah. That's it. Because I've been told that for years, actually. It's like the power elite or whatever. It's like had no ideas. They've got no new ideas. Never had any new ideas. They have all these really ancient ideas that they just implement in a new way. Sort of like write a batch program. You know, it will just like carry out instructions line by line, even if the lines don't work. It will just, if that line doesn't work, it'll go on to the next one.
Yeah, they're just forcing it in there.
So they'll carry on with their program. Yeah. And even if it fails in places, they'll just carry on implementing it. You know, like a batch program, or some sort of like I don't know, assembly robot that just like would put the head on an upside down body, you know, because it's not programmed to put the thing in correctly first, you know. It's like we put it on upside down every time. They'll just carry on with the program. Nothing's wrong.
Well, because it's their program. Even if it doesn't work, that's what we're gonna do.
Oh yeah.
Because that, if it was somebody else's idea, they would
never
credit.
Able to get anybody like to really vitalise it.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. We gotta find something else, though. We have to find somewhere else. I mean, some. They won't get out of the way, though. I mean, if they would just get out of the way, we could probably fix some of this stuff. We can't.
Yeah. But it's basically the same as if you're like a child and you got really boring, annoying parents that sort of like owe you an inheritance sort of thing, but they just refuse to die.
Right. That's the baby
so
boomers.
Like control factor.
If they would just get the hell out of the way.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Because they were like really bunch of boring old farts to begin with, and then they like saw the drugs and the hippies and stuff like that, and they thought,
I want to be that. I think
you would think if you were failing that bad, you would want to get out of the way just out of shame.
You know,
the shame factor.
Work more exciting bureaucratic life.
Yeah. Sad old dads at a drunken orgy sort of thing, you know, like falling over each other.
If what I was doing wasn't working, I'd want out of the way.
That's what Rome society did.
Yeah.
I think they just like bow their heads and go and retire on some island somewhere in the Caribbean or something.
But see, Constantine had that option. There was somewhere else to go. Now, for us, there's nowhere else to go. Constantine, he moved the place 800 miles to the east because it was nowhere to go in Rome. So, but here, we have nowhere to go. They fixed it so that they own everything. So now there isn't somewhere we can go because there was there was other stuff to do. See what I mean? Constantine, his new ideas worked for 1,000 years. That's how many good ideas there were left to do somewhere else. But now there's not because it's just these pigs in the way.
Yeah. Exactly.
And they got their cops to enforce the nothingness going on.
You know, last 40 years or so, they've had this massive. Yeah. They've had this massive party thing going on for 40 odd years or 50 years, 60s, and at the centre of the party has been this white elephant that they presented to everybody as if it's something new and exciting, and it's rained on the party, and the white elephant's just a normal grey boring elephant that everybody's seen before, and they found out it was the same old elephant that they've always seen. You know, they just like dressed it up as if something new and exciting is going to happen, but it's the same old crap, really.
But they never let us in.
And it obviously doesn't come from them. Yeah, that's it. They're just copying off other people, or they're like dragging stuff out of their archives, whatever.
Like, when's it my turn? It's my turn now.
There's no sort of like light at the end of the tunnel. Yeah. There's no light at the end of the tunnel. It's just like turns out you're actually trapped within a donut in a torus. Just goes round and around and around. They'll introduce more stupid legislation and more stupid rules that, you know, only really apply to a few people. Well, majority of people, they don't apply to everybody when it comes down to it, because actually when these things work out, it doesn't work out like that. They say, oh, you know, sort of like ban from one, ban from all at nightclubs and stuff, but, you know, it really depends on who you are, whether that actually occurs, and that's nothing either. Different rules, different people. That's another lovely part of the Roman system we have.
Right.
So certain people just remain pretty much unaffected by things. Other people have like lines of hell, misery, and the boring parts will just like sort of get more boring and desperate. They spend their whole lives chasing after the same female MPs and MEPs and senators, whatever, you know, that like 20, 30 years, like trying to chase after them and get more perverted and stuff and decadent.
I don't even think they have that going on anymore.
In the first place, so
I mean, do they really have the Franklin cover-up type sex parties with children going on still? I don't think they have that going on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They haven't even managed to gear up for that. I sort of think they become so lethargic they can't even do that.
Yeah.
They just think about it.
I think that was the 80s.
They would be like, they would have a DVD of it or something.
Right.
Yeah. All the drugs they take have side effects.
Yeah.
All the hard drugs. Either that or they might be restricted to them. There might be actual control factor up at the top that's preventing them from doing this stuff. You're a sad, flabby nerd, and he's at a party or something, and somebody gives him drugs, like LSD or something, and he just like goes totally berserk or whatever. You know, you can go totally loopy, like with an axe or something. That's what these people would be like. They'd be just total nightmares, and so they probably actually access the drugs in the wildlife, yeah, double entendre, the animals and the high life. So maybe they'll just die of boredom. They'll just realise, I'm really boring. It is strange. It's like they're living the dream, whatever, this dream. They share with this person they want to call Lucifer. But sort of like the dream's fading. It's like some people, if you have like a really good dream, and then somebody turns a light on in your room or something, and you start waking up, you know, and you want to go to sleep, but there's somebody like pulling at your bed or whatever, and you're just awake, and you want to go back to the dream, but it's going to happen because the lights are on in the room, and there's a car outside as well, shining headlights in, and they play music and stuff, and so they just can't go back to sleep.
Yeah.
They can't just like go to sleep and have Lucifer fill their dream like a genie and do everything for them. You know, there's no magical rainbow, you know, with a pot of gold for them.
Yeah, I think it's trying to make my dream come true. Their dream's over. Their dream's totally over now.
That's it, and they fail to share it with us because, like, we see it and we reject it. It's just too boring words.
Right. We just need to close it all down.
A dream of endless bureaucracy and more boring nerds. Yeah.
Because I'm not paying any carbon tax.
It closed itself down. It
did close itself down.
No. All that stuff doesn't really... Yeah. All that sort of stuff seems to only affect certain people. Doesn't seem to affect me at all.
It's time for the end.
It's strange, that's what I'm saying about the weirdness. It's like you hear about people in their daily lives and it's just like utterly surreal. Really weird. People saying they're paying like, I don't know, close to £1,000 a month rent. That's over here in England. That's, I don't know, $1,800 a month.
Oh wow.
£1,000. That's about roughly about, yeah. I know.
Are you guys still using pounds?
What are you really talking about?
You're still using pounds?
I'm not paying anything like that.
£1,000 is $1,400 in America.
Yeah, we're still using sterling. That's
$1,400.
Might have the sterling replaced by euro, but the news just like revolves around in circles, so it might be easier. Yeah,
wow, the pound isn't doing that well. Because I thought it was at least £2 for every $1. Now it's only like 1.5. Wow.
Well,
they keep saying the dollar's going down the drain. Is the dollar going down the drain? I don't think so.
Yeah.
£1,000 of rent.
It looks like it's doing quite well against the pound. I don't. Yeah. I don't think they're actually talking. They're saying for rent and bills. I think that's actually they talk about drugs. I'm doing drugs.
Is that a utility now?
Yeah.
The cocaine man has to come and drop it off.
Yeah, I think that's what a lot of them. Yeah, and
like the milkman of the past.
I've got to have my. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I've got to have your cocaine fix every week as part of your antidepressant routine, in order to keep your mind numbed.
Right.
But those do that, sort of succumb to it, that's it. Those people who do that succumb to the system and stuff, they're going to be weeded out anyway. They'll just drop off. Basically die.
You can't keep doing that.
And I don't know, maybe really weak for them. They'll just drift off into madness and in their own little private paranoia worlds. It's sort of it's battle of sanity, really. Battle of strength of mind, I think. Reckon as long as you can keep your head on for the next like 20 years or something, everything it'll just fade. It'll just be like a ghost town or something. You know, you could walk into the city of London, there'd just be nobody there. Because it'll be automated and probably like sent abroad anyway, and there'll just be like computer machines. And it would be sort of like one of those like a Mega Man scenarios, you know. I think that's
they would rather put in machines
than grind down everybody.
They would rather put in machines than have us come in.
Yeah.
I think because I never joined any kind of Freemason or anything. I never joined.
Yeah.
They couldn't get me.
I haven't joined any secret societies.
Yeah, I mean, they could never get me.
I just found like I just found I could just do it by just like talking to people, finding out everything I need to know. And now, of course, the internet's filled the whole beans on everything that's worth knowing. There's no real secrets that are worth knowing.
No.
And everything has become computerized anyway. You end up with like a half-borked population, you see, just like wanting somebody interesting in their lives, sort of thing, you know. Even if it's to like order them about and stuff, just wanting somebody up in a hierarchy. And these boring old farts won't be able to provide it for them. And so it'll just be eventually just like picked up and taken over there to like Robot City sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then we just forget about the old system, the current system. You'll just carry some sort of like run fantasy, you know, but without the futuristic. Well, without the people dying at 25, people just carry on and on and on and on. Instead of being cold at 25, people just carry on with their life-enhancing pills and stuff. But there'll be no real life to them. There's
right.
And the actual at that point would have like taken everybody out of the sort of like cities, serpent cities, where they want to build. But the only difficulty is how long it's going to take. It could be decades, it could be years, it could be months.
Did you see that Venus Project stuff where they had like the city in the sea? That horrible French bastard named Jack, Jaqes or something. I mean, I would never sue anything by anybody spelled that way. That's the kind of guy I would just hit with a baseball bat over and over again in his head. It was named Jack Cirque or something like that. I mean, not only would I never live anywhere like that, I'd hit him over the head.
Yeah.
So I can find his name.
Yeah. So that's sort of what I think and what I get the impression.
Yeah. Jack Frisco.
For the future.
Fresco.
You know, we're already known to these people. Fresco. Okay.
Yeah. This is the kind of guy I would hit over the head with a baseball bat.
We're already known to these people who do some of these stuff.
There would be no way I'd ever live in any of his designs. Never. I hate French people, but I hate this guy especially.
Yeah. Oh, he looks like popsicles.
Oh, I know. Does this guy look like a molester or something?
Some of them, yeah.
Look at this guy. He looks like a molester, and his incredibly young wife, he's 94 years old. I'd like to... I wouldn't pursue him. He pursues us. And for him to present his ideas, I would just want to hit him. I mean, what a stupid idea. Look at automated construction and all this. Another stupid idea.
Yeah.
I'm never going to live in anywhere like this. Then he's got his resource-based economy. Look at that picture. The circular city looks like Stonehenge. You just want to hit him over the head.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want to shoot somebody like that. You'd want the satisfying, smacking him over the head kind of thing. No, we're not having your idea. Your ideas suck.
Or just like, or you could just like lock him in his city like the Wizard of Oz, just die of old age or something.
He's already 94.
It doesn't work as well as
the guy's 94 years old.
He died in 94.
No. He's 94 years old.
Yeah.
I mean, the answer to this guy is no. Lame bunch of garbage.
Yeah.
What do you do when all your ideas are wrong?
Yeah, because like that woman, that Fox News thing, just reminds me of the fact that people I see around me just look more monged out. You know, when you're monged out, it's like you've done too much drugs or whatever, and it's like you're just it's like stoned or something, but you're like permanently stoned. And it's not sort of good one. It's sort of like just telling what to do sort of thing. That's what they get like, and no sort of like room for any individual thought. But those people won't be able to survive that long. They'll just like drop down dead like flies.
Well, Fox News has endless American whore women who come on like supermodels and have no brains at all to read the news, and then when they get a little bit faded, they get rid of them for another whore sellout American woman, and they keep paying for it. So it seems like it just seems like a good thing to do. It isn't though, and they're just whores. And that seems to be the major attraction to watching the Fox network. I don't even have the TV hooked up, but I see clips, and it's one whore after another.
Yeah.
And I don't mean sex whore. I mean like money whore.
This is like really ugly.
Because they take the money. They take the money and read whatever they're told. Yeah, it's not like nobody's having sex. They're money whores.
Yeah.
And they keep training these women that this is a good thing to do.
Time and little bit of money for the system.
Well, and then the only men on the Fox networks are English accent guys. They're from England.
Yeah.
It's English men and American whore women. And they read lies. So every story. I go over to my parents' house and they have it on all day. And it's just lies.
Yeah.
But see, these women, all they want is their money grubbing.
Yeah.
And they want the money for more hairspray.
Liars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More makeup, more hairspray.
It's bizarre. Yeah. Well, it's not even bizarre. It's sort of like really sort of predictable what's going to happen, because they're feeding lies to lies, and then lies, and then more liars, and then more liars, and more liars, and it's just going to like just
right, but see, in America, the money that they're paid,
I can't really build any.
The money they're paid seems to validate what they're doing, and it isn't true.
No.
As if this is okay.
Because the only things they can spend their money on is cocaine and sex.
Yeah, but they don't get sex.
No.
Because they're repellent to American men. The American men just hate them.
Yeah, that's it. Well, Sex and the City or whatever, I haven't really seen it, but that's apparently like...
Oh, that's very offensive, you're right.
And stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's the sort of lifestyle they have. They'll have just like some guy strut in front of them, and they'll like pay him $250 or whatever for an hour.
And those men are gay.
Probably a lot more.
The men that they like are gay men.
Yeah, I know.
Who don't like them.
Yeah. And even if they do have sex with them, even if the men do have sex with them, they're still gay at the end of the day, and just like they will just hate them.
Mm-hmm. They want these pretty shaven men.
The guys who rip off the girl.
Yeah, that's what they want.
Yeah, who walk off with their purse.
Right, that's all they wanted.
They'll just like run off with any goods they have, and it's sort of just like the whole sort of like cynical lifestyle that they have.
Yeah.
Sort of.
It's sickening.
Yeah. Decadence. Yeah. What it is, there's no honesty in it at all. The gay guys pretending to be straight for just long enough in it
to get the money.
To pull eternity. Yeah, that's it, yeah. And then they'll just go talking to their gay buddies, like backstabbing about the girl they just had sex with, and then dig up dirt on her, which would be the same old boring dirt you hear all the time, but because they're gay, they think it's exciting and new. And that'll be like pretty much their whole life for about 20 years, 30 years. By the time they're 40, and they'll just have to like death count concentration view. Because nobody wants an old gay.
That's right.
You see, Logan's Run is that it equally applies to blokes as it does to women. You know, in Logan's Run, the women were useless after the age of 25. They're deemed useless.
Right.
And so they were cold in this like fake orgy that's supposed to be really wonderful. But you could never. I don't think you could actually hear what was going on, and so you couldn't tell if they're having a lovely time or like you're just being gassed, basically. And it didn't really matter anyway because their life was a whole bunch of one delusion after another. And they
like gas chambers for these women. Gas chambers for women over 25.
Yeah, well, if you've seen Logan's Run, that's what I meant it was.
They don't need what they want. What they want is
Your voice is still cutting out quite a bit. Is my...
Yeah, yours is cutting out too.
Yeah.
Let me try it again.
Any better?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I mean, like, what happened to Logan's Run with the 25-year-olds getting cold is equally applicable to men. Especially gay men. And, you know, as they get more perverted, they'll have more preference for younger men. You know, like in Brazil, I think it was, wasn't it? His mum, this young men, and as they went on, the men got younger, and she got older, but she had more extreme cosmetic surgery.
Yeah.
In order to look younger. But yeah, it just sort of like that. I suppose that is sort of like the system we're talking about. Is the entertainment industry and so on and so forth. Just the way it's going to self-destruct. See, because it's feeding off nothing. It's feeding off itself. Yeah. It's like two aphids sucking each other to death. Sounds a bit rude.
They're like they're vampires.
Blood-sucking parasites, whatever. We don't need each other to feed on. They can only drain each other's second-hand blood.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I can't imagine that the whole human race is as stupid as to just like that's.
Well, if you think about it, they came up with their fake.
There's two levels.
You ever see that True Blood? Which everyone stopped watching because it was New Age. True Blood. They had a fake blood from Japan.
Okay.
Which made vampires not dangerous anymore. But they could subsist off this fake blood they could buy at the store. Yeah.
Okay. Weird. Yeah.
That seems like what we have now. It's like they've come up with a fake blood for themselves, but they haven't. They haven't come up with it. They can't sustain themselves.
Yeah.
But that was the dream. Maybe we could come up with something to sustain ourselves since there's nowhere to go now. But they can't. There's nowhere to go. They can't do it. They don't have a fake blood.
Any interest in their crappy culture. That's what it is.
We don't want to sustain that.
No. Because that's to me what Sex and the City was all about. I couldn't stand it from the first time I saw it. It was just like these really sort of like parasitical women just had these like really expensive high class jobs, and they were just like really pretentious all the way through.
Exactly.
And they had these fake men who were gay, inevitably, because that's the sort of men that get in the city and get into the higher jobs in the office or orifice. And just these really sort of banal lives where they just like have orgasms over buying a new pair of shoes, or having a nice dress, or sort of like pulling a fast one over somebody else. Sort of the
Ally McBeal.
I'll promote. Is it
Ally McBeal? Yeah. Ally McBeal's the same thing.
Yeah. Oh, she's a lesbian, isn't she?
Well, she is now, but
I think she came out
that was the show. Was the same situation you just described? The same thing again. And on all the court cases where you hurt my feelings, it wasn't. They were destroying the law because you hurt my feelings that was the entire thrust of the law. Like there was no legitimate case that they ever ran into. I need to sue you. You hurt my feelings. That was it. That was all they had. And they had the unisex bathroom so that women could watch the men in the bathroom. I don't know what the point of that was. Everything the men did was wrong.
That's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They'd probably be videotaping them as well, see if they had any conversations about them.
I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, because the men would have been like a bit gay as well, and gay men love to chat in the toilets for hours.
It's just an awful show. And then the counterbalance was supposed to be the practice. The practice had all the important TV shows, or all the important court cases, but then you realize that their cases weren't important either. So nothing was important, and it killed everything. Yeah.
Because doing a big, over here they're doing a big promotion for Sex and the City 2.
Oh no!
A big billboard about it.
I think that'll flop here.
I see it on my way to work. And it's got a really dodgy. Hopefully, it's got a really dodgy cover for it. I think got a version of it here. Here, I just didn't post the link. It didn't work. Wait a minute. Try again. Sort of like Skype protected. Or maybe it isn't. Oh yeah, that is. Yeah, she's like Sarah Jessica Parker, the one who looks like an android.
She's a gay beard. She's a well-known gay beard.
Standing there.
She's a beard for gay men.
Yeah.
That's what she's most famous for.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
She's standing there like she's in a masquerade, with like the fake things that don't really cover the face. Well,
she's enormously Jewish, so look at her face. It takes that much makeup, and she still looks ugly.
Yeah.
See that? Because all they can do is put themselves in control all the time, and no matter how ugly it is. And it's not. She's ugly on the inside, and it's come out. You know what I mean?
And she's dressed in like blue. And she stood in front of like a bunch of sand dunes, which sort of like depicts the wasteland. It's sort of like saying, I'm a fraud, and link should work better.
But who is that woman that? Who is that? There was remember Hugh Grant, and there was that woman he was connected to, and she fell off the face of the earth because she was so sexually repulsive that he was getting head from a black prostitute right in front of the hotel because she was so sexually repulsive. I forgot her name. I forgot her name because she was so sexually repulsive. Yeah. Let me see if I can find it. And yeah. But it was mainly Elizabeth Hurley. She fell off the face of the earth because it was clear to the whole public that she was sexually repulsive, and that was sort of symbolic of what happened to all the women. Was that she was so offensive to him that he was having sex with prostitutes, and she was being portrayed as the most attractive woman in the world. But she wasn't, because clearly, no matter what she looked like, she was repulsive. Yeah.
What was her name again? You were breaking up there.
Elizabeth Hurley.
For some reason, you sound alright now. Yeah.
She was sexually repulsive.
It's like a Parker. And then now I can hear you, because I was hearing like one word every 10 seconds. It's like trying to figure out what you're saying.
Apparently the NSA won't let us have a conversation. But see, that was the end of her career because of her repulsiveness. It was because she's ugly on the inside.
Yeah, yeah.
And there's no way to fix that.
I sort of, like, deliberately avoid that sort of culture, but I have met women who are like that. They do sort of, like, swing around sort of thing, different pubs, like, all sorts of pubs. And if you go to, like, the posher clubs and pubs, so I've only been to, like, very small handfuls of times, you know, like maybe 4 or 5 times my whole life. But they're so specific in what they're looking at. I mean, obviously I look like the part they'd want somebody like me, but the way I behave is not gay. You see, I look like somebody they'd want, but I'm not gay at all. And they actually look for gay qualities in men, if you can call it quality. But you know what I mean, gay attributes in men. And so I'm not like standing around nattering away to guys and, you know, like hanging around next to the toilets and
yeah, but they want the gay man, and then they don't respect him.
And you know, everybody knows I'm not gay, except for the desperate fags. Yeah, that's it. Because they don't actually know how to relate to men who are not gay. You see?
Right.
So although they're attracted to me, because my looks and maybe my demeanour and stuff, they can't actually put a handle on what they find they like about me, and so they end up not liking me, just not knowing what to do with me, sort of thing, you know. And it never sort of like, we never hit it on, sort of thing, because I can see it through them as well. They're just like, it's watching them, and it's like watching an android going for a program, you know. It's like, you know, to see this doesn't get.
Exactly.
It's this whole routine you've got to do, all chat-up lines and stuff like that you've got to do with them, and it's just like, it's got to be gay as hell. And you know, people that they do get off with are the most sort of robotically gay people you can see, but you know, they want somebody they know how to control, and they want that from the outset.
Yeah, they want control.
But you know, through the years, through the years, control needs can get worse, and it'll get worse as they get older. And they're all programmed throughout their lives to act in certain ways, different phases in their life. You know, they got Madonna to thank for that, and other people like that. You know, very sort of like. I mean, do you believe that Madonna's like super intelligent? I mean, she comes across as a complete moron. What do you think? Because she supposedly has an IQ of 146 or something, but I think it's all really rubbish.
I don't know. Now I'm seeing prostitution scandals. I hate the internet lately.
It's what?
See, I've downloaded everything. I've got everything now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't even download it so much anymore.
Bored of it.
It's, you know, you didn't think you could get everything. I got everything.
Yeah.
What do you do when you've got everything?
I got a Jordan Maxwell research appeal. Jordan Maxwell live at the Vatican. His desire to spread knowledge of the occult. I know, how ironic.
Live at the Vatican.
Hidden side of the world, government and religion for his long-planned research society. Help make this a reality by contributing anything you can, or selecting one of our enlightening DVD presentations from my store. For more info, visit jordanmaxwell.com.
Do you have a link?
Yeah, I think it's like sort of
That's
obvious
a joke, right?
inside joke on that.
Yeah,
I've got a YouTube link anyway. No, it's a serious one. Live at the Vatican, Jordan Maxwell. Help me fight the Vatican, folks.
Wow.
Chief, I was saying, if IQ is based on the average, then what would IQ 140 mean today? 40% smarter than a complete moron. Yeah, it's like 100% is your average, but even George Bush got like 80%, and he got actually one less IQ rating than Coco the gorilla. So, gorilla's like been in films and stuff. So he had another IQ test, and he got his IQ raised to something stupid like 150 150 or something, 160. It doesn't prove anything though, because these people are just complete liars. They'll get their agent to do the IQ test, and just keep on redoing it under different names. And then once they've got an IQ of 160, they repeat the test with them doing it themselves this time. Basically copying off notes. And so they'll get an IQ of 160, but it's the same memorise what to do, or they're just copying. That's if they even bother analysing the handwriting. It's just a signature at the bottom, isn't it? It says what your name is.
Yeah. IQ sucks, and people have become so stupid.
It's a must-watch. It's obviously Jordan Maxwell live at the Vatican.
I talk to people; they don't even know what I'm talking about, and they act like there's something wrong with me. I mean, if I could actually sit there and explain to them why what I'm saying is right, I mean, it isn't even worth it. People are incredibly stupid.
Chief was saying to die here, right? He had an 80 IQ. Yeah, it was in the 80s, between 80 and 90, and he actually ended up with him having an IQ two less than Coco the gorilla.
That Coco was pretty darn smart. I saw some Coco. I was really impressed.
Yeah.
If only I could talk to Coco.
Wasn't Coco the gorilla the same gorilla who get on as a guest?
I mean, the cat's smarter than most people I talk to now. It's really sad.
Yeah. William Shatner visited her, and she just marched up to him and grabbed him by the nuts.
Wow.
Yeah, he thought it's because she expressed sexual desire for him. It's like, no, she squeezed your nuts. I think that's gorilla's going really strong.
Wow.
But come on, Jordan Maxwell live at the Vatican. He needs your money. He's at the Vatican. Just ask them.
He's always needed our money. I mean, if he's supposed to be working for them, how come he has no money? I could never figure that out.
How is he not working at the Vatican if he's doing a presentation in front of the Vatican? Yeah. It's ridiculous. They're really taking the piss. It's deliberate. It's deliberate.
Oh my God! I think it's true. I'm gonna download this video.
Yeah. Oh, it's an actual email I get off it's a guy called JD, but he sends me Jordan Maxwell information.
See, I really wish I could get Jordan Maxwell to answer some questions. He doesn't want to answer.
Well, you can write to the team at jordanmaxwell.com.
No, he would never answer the kind of questions I want to ask. I mean, I want to get to the bottom of these questions that Chris White asked him, and he wouldn't answer them for Chris White. He's not going to answer them for me. It's just sick.
No, he came up with this amazing scheme, didn't he? Last time I listened to him, he was on Alex Jones, and he was going about the
Yeah, he got turned down by Alex Jones.
I don't know if he's taken it as far as the Saturnian Brotherhood or whatever, but he was saying there's a lot of Saturn worship because he connected the name Saturn to Satan.
Well, he said he wanted he said he wanted to make a movie with Jones because he was so desperate, and then he finally made the movie, and it was like, yeah, I know,
sort of like a bit of both. He said he really wanted to make this movie, and it'd be like a life-changing movie, and it'd be amazing and stuff, but he didn't actually have any money to do it. And the Jones was like, I'll come over and help make the movie with you. And he started backing off a bit, and he started going about his living in a tiny little house with his dying brother and all this sort of thing. And it's really, he just wanted to come on the show and boast about him having like amazing movie idea, and he wanted the money sort of thing. Mm-hmm. Maybe he's got a drugs habit as well.
A drug habit?
Maybe, or alcohol habit or something.
I don't know.
For some reason he needs so much money because the Jones was at him like the Jones was at him like it doesn't really cost that much to make a decent movie these days. You can do it quite cheaply. Look at your amazing presentations, the slideshow. But Jordan Maxwell was saying like he needs hundreds of thousands of dollars. The next thing he's
he put it out though. He put out the movie. It wasn't that good. I'm talking about the information.
Okay.
And I couldn't see how more money would have helped.
No.
I don't think it would have.
No. He was on Jeff Rent's as well in January.
Yeah. It was called, what was the name of that thing? It was about, the rising sun. It was called, Dawn of a New Day.
Oh, yeah.
That was it. That was the exciting idea.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't remember. What was it? Horus, wasn't it, at the end of the day?
No, it was, like on Maxwell House, there's that rising sun.
Yeah.
And Obama used the same images to get elected. Dawn of a New Day.
Jordan Maxwell relied on his Mission Earth pseudonym.
And see, what I really wanted to know was...
Because he was called Maxwell House.
Yeah, but I mean, if he's so... what do you call it? If he loves the occult so much, how come the occult doesn't give him some cash?
Yeah.
He loves Madame Blavatsky. Yeah. Why? Well, I mean, is he on our side or is he on their side? And if he's not on our side, why don't they pay him?
Yeah.
That's what I could not figure out. It didn't seem to add up. It's like he's like a wannabe elite, but they don't want him, and we don't want him. And so, what is he doing?
No. Yeah. Just
that's what I couldn't figure out.
Little mafia acts. The camera. Just look like amounting to you, sort of thing. Do I look like a mafioso to you?
Right, he was saying like I'm Italian and I know how the mafia works. And,
yeah, the mafia. Yeah.
But he's not in the mafia.
No,
and he's not in the elite.
No, of course not.
So why not be on our side? Since they won't take him. The worst thing you could say in this movement is to say that you like Madame Blavatsky. You know what I mean? Why would he be into that? That doesn't make any sense to me.
A few times. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's been on Coast to Coast a few times as well, going on about the UFOs that he's seen. When he started going on about that, I was just thinking, this guy has just lost it. I mean, I don't care if he has had these amazing visions of UFOs, but they obviously haven't really changed his life.
Well, what happened was he went there
to help him that much because he's a beggar.
He went to Area 51. He said he would do whatever the aliens told him to do. So even the aliens can't respect him. You know.
Didn't hear that one.
Yeah, I've got all the videos. When Chris White exposed this guy,
a bunch of scientists.
Chris White nailed him as being part of Zeitgeist, but he wasn't part of Zeitgeist.
Especially when you know the aliens are a bunch of scientists in white tops.
Yeah, I mean, the worst thing is to be abducted by feds.
Yeah. Abduct me, rape me again.
Yeah.
It's very bizarre. Yeah, when he started going about space aliens, I thought this guy, he's just lost his mind.
I have a lot of like comprehensive, all-day questions to ask him. I could ask him questions for hours, and I really want answers. I wish we could tie him up, because I don't think he'll answer any other way.
Yeah.
I mean, just sit down and answer my questions.
He's one of your most obviously set up.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's one of the most obviously set up in front of you characters you can get in the Truth Movement. He's like a cartoon mafia character, like Bugs Bunny fights or something. Well, faces, you know.
Stop the music! Stop the music!
That guy in the wacky hat or something like that. And yeah, he comes out of nowhere and has all this like amazing information that never adds up, and it's all misinterpretation and like his own personal readings and words. And he's a lot of talk at the end of the day.
Yeah, but see, like someone like Peter Joseph is super wealthy.
Yeah.
Because the elite made him wealthy. But where's this guy's cash?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what.
If you're going to support their ideas, they should at least support you.
Yeah. Where's his funding? Well, I think he is just standing outside the Vatican begging.
Right. I don't get it. What am I not understanding about this, Jordan? Tell me, Jordan. I just wish he would. And the only answer is good. I want to hear it from him.
I doubt you ever get it. It just clicked.
I know.
Like,
I finally got to talk to that Jam. John Allen Martin's, and he didn't have any answers either. I fell asleep during the interview. I was interviewing with a couple other people, and
really?
I fell asleep.
The recent one?
Yeah, I fell asleep in the middle of the interview. Yeah. Because there was no getting through to that guy.
Yeah. No, it was. It's like talking to a recording.
Mm-hmm.
You are speaking to a recorded message.
They're not that difficult to do either.
He's that intolerant and that brain dead. I don't know what's wrong. I really thought I could get through to that guy, and there was no... He just dismissed everything I said. Yeah.
No, it was just like sort of like wacky conversation you'd have at school or at home, where you sort of like you pick up the phone, put it on half a dial, and that connects you like with the Secret Service or whatever, and then you get an answer eventually, and it's some wacko, and that's what they talk like half the time. Oh no, is that the big secret? It's like the thing about the phones is that you've got the little plunger thing on the phone, like a landline. When you put the phone down onto the receiver, rest it on there. If you lift it up halfway, it connects to the Secret Service. You monitor all calls, and sometimes you get somebody answering it. Hello, can you put the phone down? And you're like, no, I want to speak to somebody important. Or, I want to speak to such and such a person because, like, some idiot had been saying they were them and representing them, just being really obnoxious. They get to speak to them, and they just like come up with the most bizarre amount of crap, and it's like you couldn't do anything because the Secret Service. But that's sort of like what he reminds me of. Sort of like really sort of, I don't know, conceited and opinionated and really sort of childish at the same time, really schoolboyish.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, really obbish.
Like a repo man instead of a detective.
Yeah. Yeah, sort of like a Fed, really basic Fed, just like collecting on his assumption that somebody must be a Jew because he paid loads of money for this guy, and so they must be a Jew. But he's making it all up. Where did he get his money from? You couldn't run a decent business. You couldn't run his stupid one world Nazi party movement.
Yeah, he's a
marketer.
marketer.
Didn't have a secretary. Well, his secretary didn't even record calls. Rubbish. He never did find that.
He was very low rent.
Call that we made to him. And so he went on for like 12 pages of emails complaining about, don't release this call if you must, and don't release it, and if you do, it will destroy my career. But I don't care if you release it.
Oh, you're talking about a different call. You were on a different call with him than I was. I wasn't on that call. Yeah, I heard that one. I was on a different call with him recently.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
And I actually fell asleep during the interview.
You said you fell asleep, so I was no way of telling. Remember?
No, you were on a different call. I'm saying, no time that anyone's ever gotten through to this guy did you ever get through. You're talking to a wall. It didn't matter. I heard your call. I'm saying, there's no getting through to that guy.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing. I wonder if we'd get the same effect with Jordan Maxwell, because I really feel that there's nothing there. Like, there isn't an answer.
Nothing. He was just talking about nothingness.
Mm-hmm.
It was really stupid. It was like at school, because the guy must be a Jew because he's got a name like Schweiss or something.
Yeah, I mean,
and,
that's your conclusion.
I paid some guys some feds to find him out, but yeah, it's just him saying words, stringing words together. Like, if you're at school, we might just be calling you that, and it was like, I don't know, just put an SH in front of your surname or something, and you end up sounding Jewish. Ridiculous. And of course, his email to me ended with yours in service, so it does imply he works at Secret Service of some kind. He's funny. He's one of those characters. Is like, is he going to get more obviously insane and childish?
No, I think both of them are going to fade away. I think John Allen Martin's is going to fade away, and I think Jordan Maxwell is going to fade away too.
They've been fading away for long enough. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there's any return for that guy.
No, John Allen Martin, he was just built up on nothing.
Mm-hmm.
He, everything about him's fake. He's like, I want to be in Hollywood. because he interviewed that Sophia Stewart, you know, and she seems to convince him he's Neo. So he's got the glasses now all the time, permanently on his face, and he goes on about him having a lazy eye or something. It's like it's probably more likely that you're on cocaine, either on cocaine or on some sort of dopamine.
That was a pretty good interview. That was sort of like the return of Martinson, but it was like the last gasp.
It was, yeah. That's good interview. Did.
Yeah. Oh no. What is Strabamus?
We got exclusive news for you folks. That news only a year old. Oh, John Allen Martinson Jr., his grandmother on his white father's side is Jewish!
Yeah.
Anonymous said, "Dude, are you looking at me? I can never tell."
Say hello to the Caribbean Critic.
Oh, Caribbean Critics.
Yes, I'm here. At last.
Yeah.
Holed up in the bank.
We're just laughing at these various shells that are around, because, I mean, I would make a fantastic shell. Or at least, I could have won this New World Order by now, but they can't get me. You know what I mean? They're losing so badly. This is the best they can do. It's really sad.
They keep working in the background, boy.
Yeah. I could have been fantastic. I don't know.
Trying to collapse the American dollar and the economy. And it's all ongoing. So I don't know who's won yet.
Oh, in England? Their election or what?
Oh, no. I know who's won the election. Same people who lost it.
Right.
Yeah.
Same
they
people
all
who lost it
by the Queen anyway, so it's just a big sham.
It's all for show. It's just to convince the electorate that they have some input into it, but they don't, and they never have. They never have had.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, they've got Van Rompuy now. That's it. Van Rompuy is a dictator.
Everything, you know. Yeah. That's it.
He's all there is.
And she doesn't control all of Europe yet, not officially. But you know, there's not much hope. That's not going to make much difference. We'll probably have our pound sterling replaced with the euro anyway, and so we'll just like become part of Europe, and then it's like ta-da, Jamal.
That's if the euro survives this latest crisis.
Yeah.
You know, order out of
they
chaos.
do a double euro? It's like...
The euro's only worth like $1.50 now. Not the euro. I mean the pound. The pound is only worth $1.50.
Yep.
It used to be worth
That's even worse than the pound.
Literally, in July 2008, it went to $3.14 to the pound.
Yeah. That's over. I guess they're all sort of crashing together.
Yeah, well, the dollar's the next to go. Look at the price of silver and gold. Or compare, in dollars, the dollar conversion. I mean, it looks like gold is going to go to $2,000 or $3,000 an ounce, which makes your dollar in 1913 equivalents to be worth 1 or 2 cents. Has 1 or 2 cents of the value as it did in 1913, but it's going to collapse. They're going to have to bring in a new dollar because you can't keep printing trillions of dollars and bringing into being out of nothing all these trillions of dollars and expect it not to cause massive currency inflation and price inflation.
I don't know. We were just talking the whole day about how they've never let us in. So, I mean, I hear about financial news and I hear about gold, and they've never let us in. We're not involved in any of that.
No, absolutely not.
It's like they're big and fat and they failed,
the same stuff as
but they won't get out of the room. I mean, they've never opened the door. Okay, I would think if I failed, I'd be so embarrassed I'd leave. But they won't let us in. They won't get out, and they won't succeed. You know.
Yeah.
I would be ashamed of myself.
They're like the ugly people in the orgy.
Right.
Ugly people at the orgy. Nobody wants them in. And nobody wants to be involved with them.
Right.
They're dull. They've got no ideas. You know, stuff they've done, they've recycled hundreds of years ago, or whatever. They can't get anybody with any creativity to actually join their ranks, sort of thing, because nobody's interested in what they have to offer. And what they have to offer is nothing. It's just
and
money.
See, before they would let you in so they could copy you. But now they don't want that either. They just want control. They've chosen control over money. They made a lot of money with Prince, but now they would never let someone like that in.
Well, it seems to me that we, the ordinary folk, are the producers. You know, that's our job, to produce and create wealth. And their job is to steal it all.
Yeah, but not anymore.
Oh, no, well, I mean, if you've got several $1 trillion or $100 trillion in your account, why do you need more money? It's power you want then, so you start spending that money in a way that accrues power.
But it's not working.
No. And it started, I mean, this collapse, I'm sure when all this collapse has gone through, they'll say this collapse started with Iceland. History will say Iceland, followed by Greece, and the Greek people seem to have refused to accept the bailout. And I think Spain and Portugal will follow very quickly. And if Italy goes down the pan, I can see the Vatican being ransacked.
Yeah. That'd be funny. Jordan Maxwell will be behind it.
to steal all the Vatican gold.
That's what he's waiting outside for. That's what he's waiting outside for. He's waiting outside with a van, just waiting for a bullion.
Yeah, there's a video with Jordan Maxwell right outside the Vatican.
Maxwell's up to at the moment. He's actually outside the Vatican.
Well, they managed that on 9/11.
And he wants your money.
They managed that on 9/11. They heaped all the gold from the depository underneath the World Trade Center into big trucks, and they only found one truck. The rest of them got away. Where it went to, I don't know. Probably to that naval base, into that big bunker that Dick Cheney had built.
Yeah.
So it was a big.
It was Nova Scotia's money.
At the end of the day, gold.
Well, actually, there was not to operate within the continental US. The foreign banks like HSBC and the Bank of Nova Scotia and several others have to deposit 10% of their annual turnover in gold as a gold guarantee. So the estimates are between $1 and $2 trillion in that doodah, and they found 160 million.
Something like that.
Yeah. Well, just HSBC had 900 million deposit.
Oh, okay.
Just one bank had quite a lot of money. Yeah. Had enormous sums deposited, and that was just 10% of it. It's. So imagine what turnover HSBC has in the US, if that was just their 10% deposit.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
The only thing you can be sure of is you're being ripped. They're not squeezing blood out of a stone now.
Yeah.
Well, it's all 10 cities in America now.
Apart from money, they got nothing to offer anybody. to join their ranks who has any ideas or any sort of like leadership qualities, and so they're just like feeding off each other now. And they've been doing that for a while. They've been trying to induce people to join their ranks because they think that we're all as into money and their grubby lifestyle as they are, because that's their world. You know, they haven't really got any sort of like, they're not really like spiritual people. You know, they haven't really got any sort of like Zen attitude to life. They're just total capitalist pigs.
The banks, they don't produce anything. Banks do not make anything. All they make is profits. They don't manufacture anything that's useful.
Yeah.
No, but they really don't want us in. It's not like they're really offering to let us in.
No, they're not.
You know.
Yeah.
Maybe in England they are, but in America they're not.
No, over here I think they've given up on anybody creative like years ago. They just, what they try to do now is rip off our ideas, and I think everybody's getting pissed off with it. That's why you're seeing so little new in the media. If they could fool people into producing stuff for them so they could just rip it off, they would have done that. And you'd see loads of new stuff coming up, but you just see like old recycled stuff, like even the MMO games and stuff like coming out. I know they've been like ready for years. You know, they're just like all suddenly materialising out of nowhere. But these games have been written years, if not decades ago, and they already finished decades ago. Even programs like Unity and Unreal, the game development tools, they were all finished donkeys years ago. And
all the movies are recycled too.
To like the companies. Yeah, the companies on the surface, so to speak. When I say complete, I mean like all the patches are done and everything. It's all a rip-off. Right. They already knew how to do it. It's even stuff like Windows 7 is probably like 5 years in advance of what we get. You know, they probably got like Windows 7 with 5 years more work done on it. And they probably got like the sequel to it as well. And so it's like a sort of like it's like you strip down the code and then you give like the most stripped down basic version of the program.
The Windows isn't cutting edge.
Out as if it's brand new.
The Windows is not cutting edge. Windows is more than 14 years old.
It never was.
Yeah. It's always been more than 14 years old.
Cutting edge. That was why
their whole market is held back.
Yeah. That's why they give you any operating system. It's because they've already got better operating systems. They're not going to give you their operating system.
No, it was Unix is what they had.
There's a lot of cutting out on the line. I can't hear much.
Yeah, it keeps cutting out.
Yeah.
There's no news and they won't let us talk.
But that was what I've actually been told that anyway. No, I know. It's so embarrassing. Because I'm just repeating what they told me anyway. So what's their problem? Really? You told me. Oh, I can't repeat it, can I? Oh no. What a shame. People will be able to pick up what I'm saying anyway. Is it such a shocker? Really? I mean, come on. Do you really think that the software you buy on the shelves is brand new, released just for you sort of thing? Do you really think the people who work in the games industry are that creative? I mean, I've been for jobs at the game industry, and all they're interested in, like, how much I like to party, you know, and what I like to do when I'm drunk, and you know, how good I was at pulling girls and stuff. And that's what's so embarrassing about them. They're all a bunch of frauds. I don't know how many of them actually do proper coding and stuff, but it's all basically they get it off, like, I don't know, the Masonic Lodge or whatever. It's all copy stuff. It probably comes from the underground cities or someplace. And even that, it could just be cities that are not on the maps, sort of thing. Towns are not on the maps. Because these people are just like not creative at all, and they would just like repeat what they're told to repeat, copy what they're told to copy, and you know, the sort of people that are always cheated in exams because mummy and daddy had well-paid jobs, and so they would be backhanders, and they would have their whole education sorted out for them in front of them, you know, because of their Masonic connections or whatever. And you know, I get people saying to me, "Oh, I've already passed my exams. You know, I'm taking them in a few weeks' time, but I know I've already passed because I think we're on the end of year exams and stuff, and it's all like ending in a few weeks.
Well, the school is
Very
dead.
strange. There's a whole
They're
big
teaching
sort of like
globalism.
wrapping up of things where people are actually openly missing this stuff.
Yeah, but school isn't education
Yeah,
anyway.
I see what you mean.
School isn't
Yeah.
education; it's
They're
indoctrination.
teaching elitism.
Yeah, they're indoctrinating
Yeah,
people.
yeah. But the people.
All they teach is
Yeah.
conform and compete, compete and conform and compete. That's all it
Yeah,
is.
yeah. Yeah. And they're also letting people onto the fact that certain people don't have to bother turning up to school and stuff anyway, because their lives set up in front of them. I saw that at school. You know, people wouldn't turn up for like 6 months, and they'd turn up for one lecture, and that would be for the exam. You wouldn't see them again for the rest of the year, and they'd have A's, you know, straight A's. Just latent corruption. It's them sort of like the so-called elite just like thumbing a nose at you, saying we don't actually need to study.
Well, what they are supposedly need to learn is just handed to them anyways. Here, you're wealthy.
That's it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And they will probably go to their own private schools and stuff and learn absolute bare minimum, because sort of like ignorance is strength, I think, from 1984. Less they know, the more effective they are in their sort of little manipulation jobs.
Well,
Bossing people around, looking important, and never worrying about the details.
Well, don't you understand that these people employ the clever blokes to sort it out? They don't need to sort it out themselves.
Yeah.
They employ the people
Yeah.
who have the real innovation and what have you. You don't honestly think Bill Gates was the one that wrote even the first Windows software? You're joking.
Oh no, that's all
No.
copied.
No.
They've never sold a product they invented.
Yeah. IBM, wasn't it, to do it?
No, they're stealing
Yeah,
from the Macintosh, but when they
That's what I'm
do
saying,
deliver
it's all
it.
sort of like reverse engineered. You get the
Well, I see it. I mean, it's they steal directly from the Macintosh, but they when they give it to you 14 years late, it's locked. You know what I mean? They have that happens with all monopolies, even the train monopolies. You know what I mean? Like all the antitrust cases in the past, how they do it is they force old technology in the public. But when they do, they during that 14 years they figure out how to lock it down. That's why they don't stand in Apple's way. Everything that Apple's ever come up with is what eventually goes to the PC market between 14 and 25 years later.
Yeah.
In a really sad sort of lockdown way. I mean, we see the stuff we've been using for years, but when you see it on the Windows, it's really sad because it doesn't really work.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there was all sorts of different programming languages and what have you. These go right back to the 50s. You know,
that's Unix. Yeah.
Unix, COBOL, all sorts. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, now they're still running it. They're still running COBOL as C++, C++, and all sorts of shit. But I mean, that's like how many years ago? 1950s. Good grief.
But it shows you that their thing is collapsed because the Mac now runs on Unix. Because the whole idea was to never ever give the public Unix, and now they kind of have. And even NT is a Digital Equipment Corporation's bad Unix. That's what they put underneath Windows. It doesn't have X11.
Oh.
And they said they would never deliver 64-bit.
A lot of forums, you need to log into an Ajax system. That's
Ajax is a server-side
system. Was like the super. Yeah,
Ajax is it's like Ruby.
The Ajax is super. Yeah. Is it like Ruby? You saying?
No, it's like Ruby. Ruby is language like that too, where
Ajax is Ajax.
it allows the page to change without reloading.
Yeah.
The web page.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to reload the whole page.
The actual Ajax programming language was around in the 1950s. It's just not available to the public.
It was.
Wow. Yeah. Again, it's just what I heard, but I know it's true.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I always liked TCL/TK. No one seemed to like that one. I like it.
excuse me. The whole system is screwed.
Yeah, it is.
I just keep waiting for it to crash, and it doesn't crash. I mean, when's the crash?
Boring.
I'm amazed they have it. They propped up like right now.
And just like waiting for them to just give up.
But they don't give up.
Just like cling on, but I think like in say 20 years time or something at the most, it would probably be a lot less. Just you'll just be able to go into a city, like say a city of London, it'll just be a dead city. It'll just be like the Omega Man or something, and everybody, all the bank stuff will be operated by a computer. Everything will be computerized, and there won't even be anybody around. It'll just be ridiculous. You could just like move in. They're just still carrying on their mindless little schemes and stuff because so many. They bred so many people successfully to just be complete drones and slaves to the system that they'll just follow whatever, and they'll be dropping off like flies as well over the next few years. They already are. It's all covered up. All the people you see in the media just get replaced quicker and quicker and quicker. There's no future in their system because they've got no inspiration. They've got no new ideas. Everything they've got is handed down.
Well, you can tell when somebody has a new idea. It just takes over the whole area of technology. When Dyson came out with his new vacuum cleaner, bagless, all these other Hoovers and Service and that just collapsed because it was a machine that actually performed. And now he's come up with this new Dyson Ball, which is like so totally steerable, still using the similar technology. He's going to screw them again, and there's no accounting for this sudden inspiration of different people. And I think that's why they're trying to dumb everybody down, because they realise that they've lost the inspiration. They're going to have to cut the population drastically because somebody's going to come up with a new idea which will blow them out of the water.
Yeah. That's the thing with genius as well, because they can't determine if somebody's going to become a genius because it just happens. It's like a random factor across the population, and you can say breeding and stuff like that happens, but a lot of people just become geniuses like just in somewhat a flash to inspiration. There's no actual sort of like outside control factor determining it. You can just have like
if you're a genius,
a flash of thought, and you suddenly start thinking,
if you're a genius, you're not a Mason. You know what I mean? You're smart enough not to join them.
All that. Yeah.
You got to be smart enough not to join them.
By rote. Yeah.
See, when I was a younger man, I was tested several times for my so-called intelligence. Really, it's not intelligence; it's your problem-solving ability. That's all the testing. It's nothing to do with intelligence. The thing is, it shows it's your problem-solving ability that they're testing, because I was tested several times, and the first test was 135, the next was 138, and the next was 142. I was learning to solve the problems that they were putting on these IQ tests, because my IQ was climbing, and that's not right. That's just not right, is it? You know what I mean? So you actually learn.
So I've tried
You're learning the test.
Yeah.
I came up so strange that they were really angry with my results. I had ruined their test.
It's like you're half learning, but mainly memorising what the test involves.
Right, you shouldn't learn to the test. That's what they do now.
That's what schooling is. You learn.
Choice test gives you the answer if you look.
So it's not really a valid test. Well, if you're learning to the test.
Yeah,
it's more memorization.
Yeah, they teach you to the test now. They don't teach you the subject. They teach you to pass the test rather than gain the actual knowledge.
Yeah, they do. And the lessons consist. Well, even when I was at school, the lessons would the 3 months coming up to the test, final end of year exam, whatever, would be mainly going through past papers. And then there'd be like a bit of predictive analysis or whatever on what you are going to have on the actual test when it comes up. But it's mainly sort of like if you memorise all the past papers, you'd probably get 90% in the test, because it would be 90% of the same material. That was for other years. Unfortunately, in my year, they just like totally decided to change it because they were going through like total renovations in the education system. But now things are so predictable. I mean, that's why you've got so many people with like 100% passes, and everybody's got straight A's, and yeah, they've really got nothing to say for themselves. They don't know what's going on.
The new multiple choice tests are absolutely no test whatsoever. I mean, even if you just went down, if you were a total moron, you could just put all B's down and you get anywhere between 25 and 35, 40% on your test. So is that a true reflection of your dumb idiocy?
Yeah, statistically, if you've got 3 choices per question, you get 30%. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, I know.
The first time I ever met multiple choice answers, there were 4 choices. One was totally ridiculous. One was you know, a little bit stupid, but there was 2 then that were close to the right answer. You know, confuse the boys and girls, you know.
Yeah.
But it was nonsense. It was so nonsense. And I mean, it was ridiculous. They were so easy. So, I don't know where we're going with all this. Well, I do know there's not so many people now where you can have an intelligent conversation with, because if you start having an intelligent conversation, you can soon tell who's not really thinking about it, because they start getting angry, or
because they don't understand what you're saying. They'll fly off the handle on some offhand remark.
Yep. And they take offence at the slightest thing.
Yeah.
And
slightest deviation from the protocol of the language. Yeah, so the pre-recorded conversation.
They speak in monkey-like gestures. And so a lot of times people can't hear what I'm saying because I don't speak in gestures. Like, you go, girl, or something. I don't speak like that.
Yeah.
I take great pleasure and great sport in getting into some of these rooms on Skype with all different people, from Americans, Canadians, and what have you, and actually using the language properly, because half the time they are absolutely mystified and don't understand how insulting I am being towards them because they're so stupid.
Oh yeah. I've done that for years, if not decades. And they have to go to their supers, and then they have to go to their supers, and they have to go to their supers, and then it's like, well, she's very offended that you say such a thing.
I don't understand why they call me.
Like,
I don't understand. They want me to talk to them every night, but I don't know why they call me. I mean, they don't want to hear what I'm saying.
No, they call me as the Buckaroos and the Box Stars and these people like that. I can't. Boxers, not Boxstar, boxers. You know, you can explain a position in calm, even colloquial American English, and they still refuse to understand. I think it's a deliberate mental block they put in there.
Yeah.
Of course. You're not speaking about the correct subject at the correct time and the correct location.
I don't know. Still, chaps.
It's all like sports talk as well, because you know, if you're in a hockey game, you don't.
The sports just makes me angry. I can't do that at all.
Yeah, I know. It's like if you're in a hockey game, you don't start talking about American football, you know, and if you're in an American football game, you don't start talking about hockey. So they got the excuse of speaking appropriately, you know. Because the little brains, they've just got to be always geared up to the right level. And it is all sort of like pseudo-masonicness anyway, isn't it, really? You know,
what I've also noticed is that the correctness of your opinion and answer depends on the loudness with which you shout it.
Yeah. Although I notice some people are appointed, they're allowed to be right. and they as long as they are the ones saying it, it's okay. They could say the same thing I would say, but it's not okay because I said it.
Yeah. Oh, I had that even at school, yeah. And it'd be quite funny because after a while they were just repeating what I said. Mm-hmm. And although I would get verbally beaten up about it and put down, told I was insignificant dipshit and all this sort of stuff, then what they'd end up quoting was just direct quotes from me.
Right.
Like, do you know who originally said it? I could tell you he was a real genius, better than you could ever be.
But then now it's become, why are you so angry all the time? Why are you so exasperated? And that's the exact reason.
Yeah, exactly. They just
I've been told I was insane when I said that. Now you just finished saying it. I mean, I'm confused why I would be taking that and get such good humor.
Yeah.
Have you not noticed? And it's this sort of reaction that you've just described. If I started whistling a tune in a room full of people, I would guarantee that at least, say there was a dozen in there, at least 4 or 5 would follow suit and be humming it or doing something else, Mm-hmm. There is that you put these ideas forward and there's lots of people in the room. And eventually someone will mention something very similar, if not exactly the same. And because you haven't done it, you were the first to mention it, but because you haven't done it, someone else has, then the others pile in, and it becomes like an accepted norm then. But when you first said it, you were jumped on, criticised, shouted down, and all sorts. It's a weird way things operate.
Yeah. I think Gandhi summarised it. Like first time truth is spoken, it's like ridiculed, and then it's attacked. No, then it's ignored. No, first time it's ignored, but then it's ridiculed, then it's attacked, and then it's accepted as just straight facts, whatever.
Yeah.
It's a process of information sharing, whatever. Yeah, I know. It's the same with everything, and it seems to be like, depending on the triviality, the more trivial it is, the more easily acceptable it is. But they just speak in cliches like they do in soap operas. I don't know. There's no way of knowing if it's always been like that. It might have always been like that.
No, it's just they become so prevalent around us.
Yeah, we're more notice. We notice it more.
Well, that is more noticeable because these people are now the electronic age, the age of TV and radio. Mm. And so these cliches and what have you are parroted time after time. This is the whole strategy of marketing, where you put a product before somebody the first time, and it's like you said, it's ignored. You put it again and again and again. After about 7 or 8 times, there's product recognition, and then you go down to a supermarket and buy it.
Yeah.
It's just basic part of the human psyche, I think.
Yeah.
Hey, what time is it, James?
Yeah, everything becomes a social norm when it's
4 o'clock.
Used often enough.
Are we on air?
Yeah, we can close down this nightmare show.
Yeah.
You've been hearing the exciting American Freeman, the American Freeman Network. I can't do the Don thing very well. I'm your responsible party of Stratios Constantine Radius. This was Maggot, my co-host, and our favorite guest, the Caribbean critic, and sometimes David Ray.
Yep.
Visit us on www.worldfreemansociety.org or our podcast at tinyurl.com WFS podcast. All right, here I'll be responsible for it. I'll take us off air, and we can go hang ourselves.